Are here.
John Paul in Mill Creek says so many tragedies
in Mill Creek?
In Mill Creek on this day.
There it is, the Radio from Hell tribute to the Pope.
There it is.
So a couple of reasons for that. Number one, on this day in 2016, Prince found dead in an elevator at his home in
Isn't that
Minnesota.
ironic? Talks about an elevator in that song quite a bit, or the Delevator.
So in my perfect world, we would have played Prince's song, "The Pope."
Yeah.
Which is a great song because in it he says, "You can be the president, I'd rather be the Pope." And it's a funky song, but there are naughty words all through it. And Carrie looked and couldn't find an edit of it.
There are naughty words all through it because that's what the Pope would have wanted.
But also, tragedy. Pope Francis.
83?
88.
88.
And I'm blaming J.D. Vance.
Sure.
Because he met with him yesterday. I'm sure the Pope in his dying breath was telling J.D. Vance to be nice to poor people and LGBTQ people.
I'm sure that when J.D. Vance, and there are pictures of them, of his sitting across from the Pope was saying to himself, "What? Who is this? I don't know who this is. I don't know."
I thought he was recovering. I kept getting told that he was
He made an
coming back,
appearance on the balcony yesterday and said a few words at Easter Mass.
And then he climbed into the Pope mobile and drove around. And then he went back to his room and died.
I mean, you kind of like to think maybe he said, it'd be kind of cool to go out on Easter, do one last hurrah and then call it.
Yep.
Would have been nicer if he said, "Tell everyone I refuse to meet with J.D. Vance.
That would have been great.
I'm not going to."
Well, he was supposed to meet with him and stood him up a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And then your theory that the Pope didn't know who he was meeting.
I don't think he knew.
Maybe I kind of buy into that.
I don't know. It says he delivered a homily. What? How many words was it?
I mean,
Homily,
he
homily,
spoke.
How many?
I don't know.
I think he. I thought I heard he just said, whatever it is, a day do I yes a day, and then somebody else spoke his homily.
I'm sure he didn't read a whole homily.
No, he said a couple of words. I think I'll look it up and make sure, and then somebody else read the rest of it.
But I am sad about this Pope.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good Pope. He really did.
As Gina, he was a good Pope, as popes go.
Well, he really did try to open the doors and be kinder to LGBTQ people, immigrants, poor people, doing the things that a leader of a church should do.
He tried to erase the stain of that old grump Pope Benedict.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That guy was a grumpy old.
So the prediction is that we're going to get another conservative Pope.
I mean, that's kind of how things go. Because John Paul before Benedict was very similar to Francis.
Yeah, the Francis.
Nice Pope, good,
Nice Pope. Good
he's
Pope.
a nice, good
Come
Pope.
on, Pope.
Everybody,
Come on over here, Pope. This is a good Pope.
Everybody loves
That's a good
John
little
Paul.
Pope. Come on.
Everyone should go watch Conclave just so you know what's going to happen in the next few weeks.
I plan on doing this. Is that on Netflix? I think it's available.
It's streaming somewhere. I can't remember.
It's on one of
where.
them, like Hulu or no.
It's interesting, even if you're not Catholic,
Paramount.
just to kind of see how that works.
It was fascinating.
Somebody asked a cardinal or somebody who'd been on the inside of all of this, how accurate was what goes on was that, and he said, I don't know where the writers got their information, but it's pretty much spot on.
Mm-hmm. It's very political.
And in that movie, it's nice Pope dies, and so what do we do next? So it's very similar.
Now who's Ralph Fiennes in that movie?
So he's I can't remember what it's called, but he's in charge.
Yeah.
He's the cardinal that runs the conclave.
The major cardinal.
Yeah.
And everybody kept saying, "You should be the Pope. You should be the Pope." And he's like, "No, I shouldn't be the Pope.
No.
I shouldn't be the Pope."
Does he end up being?
And
the
then he
Pope?
goes,
Well, we
"Maybe,
can't- not gonna
maybe
give
I
it
should be the
away.
Pope. I don't know. Maybe I should be the Pope. Should have been? No, I don't know."
And the sad thing about that is,
Peacock is where you can see it.
I heard that people didn't vote for him for Best Actor because they thought he'd won one already.
Oh, really?
Didn't Ralph Fiennes win
Pope
one
Francis?
for? No.
Oh.
Didn't Ralph Fiennes win Best Actor already for
English
English
Patient?
Patient or something like that? And he hasn't won one.
Gina, I think the people, most of the people who vote for that sort of thing know whether or not.
That was the story that was
I know.
wrong. That was. Oh.
I don't think people didn't vote for him because they thought he'd already won one.
But also sad that about Prince, to pivot back to Prince.
Mm-hmm.
That song was a huge hit for him.
Yes.
And it says here, it's notable because it continues with the Christian themes that are in many of Prince's songs.
Mm-hmm.
Follow Christian ethics.
He's one of those. What celebrity died that you were really sad when they died? And that's
The Pope.
the Pope, but Prince is also one.
So you're elevating Prince to the Pope?
No,
Sure. I will.
Okay. That's fine with me.
Yeah, I'll do it.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, we're going to take a break here, and I hope Gina will show us her scars.
Ooh.
Oh,
We'll get her incisions. Have you still got stitches?
oh yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see them.
And I got multiple holes, as I told you.
Well, most of us do.
No, I've
but
got four
extra
more.
to
Four
add.
more holes.
There are 9 openings in the human body.
I've got
so now
four.
you have 3 more.
No, I have 4 more.
Yeah, those 9 openings, they count the eyeballs.
Oh.
That's
Oh, you're counting those?
That's because they say that's where evil can get into your body.
Oh,
through
so
Evil.
Evil
Yeah.
can get in more ways now,
Yeah.
I guess.
We'll take a break and we'll come back and you can check in with us. 877-602-9696. We like to hear from you in the morning. Welcome Gina back, why don't you? 877-602-9696. It's our check-ins. You can also text us 33986.
UtahAdvocates.com.
The advocates, fine people. They...
You could call them right now.
Yeah, you can. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if you need assistance. If you've been hurt in an accident, it's not your fault, call them. Call them right this minute. 801-355-5550. They are award-winning injury attorneys, and if you've been hurt by another driver's negligence, then medical bills are going to pile up. You need their help. And it doesn't cost anything to make the call, and you don't pay any money out of pocket when they take your case. And also the advocates help out with the community. They're helping to fill the shelves of the Murray Children's Pantry. This local pantry provides meals to those in need, no questions asked. The Murray Children's Pantry needs non-expired, non-perishable foods. But if you can't make that happen, just go to Venmo. You can do it via Venmo at Advocates Donations. That's Venmo at Advocates Donations. And remember, get a hold of them on their website, too, Utah Advocates.
Because we're
Heathens?
leaving.
Oh.
I think they
We
do.
fly out on Easter.
I think they do Easter in Mexico.
But I mean, we're flying.
Well, why don't you organize an Easter egg hunt on the plane?
Hey, that's
Yeah.
on the plane.
a real, a good mom would.
Someone has done that before.
And
I'm
get
sure they
get
have.
all the passengers involved. It'll be so fun.
I'm just gonna hide stuff in their suitcase. They can find it when they get there.
Oh,
The
great.
chocolate
It
melted.
melted. No, I'm sticking with jelly beans and things that don't melt.
I don't think we are not observing Easter in any way, shape, or form this year.
You could have ham when you get there. Have
Well,
some
I
ham.
could. I have a recipe here to step up my ham glaze.
Ooh. Step it up.
A 3-ingredient ham glaze that'll step up your baked ham.
Only 3 ingredients?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, sugar. Or is it
A brown sugar,
brown sugar?
Yeah.
Okay.
water,
Yeah.
And?
booze, probably.
Oh, like bourbon.
you did-
Ooh, that'd be good.
I didn't
doesn't
look
say.
at it. No. I don't know.
You need to know what that third ingredient is.
I probably already deleted it. I'm sorry,
Ah,
Carrie.
Damn it.
Without looking. No, wait.
Hmm?
No.
No.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Wait. Let's see. I think
You're
I got
teasing.
it.
You're just teasing me.
No, I
now.
think I've got it here.
Is it Coca-Cola?
Wait a minute. Let's see. I gotta go ahead.
Three
Change the
in.
lamb recipe. No, 2-ingredient trick for the most
No,
luxurious
that's
sweet
not it.
potatoes.
No.
No, that's not it.
Oh, man. Well, maybe when we come back, you'll have it.
I'll see if you can step up your ham, baked ham. Let's see. I'll look for it.
Oh, this is a good suggestion. This is how I'll celebrate. I'll watch Life of Brian.
Yeah, there you go.
Good suggestion.
There it is. I found it.
Okay.
Okay. Read more. The 3-ingredient glaze
Yes.
that makes ham 100 times
Yes.
better.
Brown sugar.
Okay. Come on, open, you son of a. Okay, there it is.
All right.
This glaze will work with any kind of
Okay.
ham. Half a cup of brown sugar. Third of a cup of water. Well, there are 4 ingredients here.
What do you do?
3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard and a
All right.
quarter of a teaspoon of ground cloves.
All sounds
That's
great.
4 ingredients.
That works.
Sounds
How to
good.
make
Water doesn't count as an
how to make my
ingredient.
3-ingredient ham glaze? Use 4 ingredients.
That's confusing.
Yes, water's an ingredient because it says 1/3 cup water, pineapple juice, or orange juice. So,
We went to Hawaii for Easter when I was younger. My mom hid the eggs all around the hotel room and a couple hidden outside. It was fun.
Oh, okay.
here's a simple tip: you can make the glaze while the ham is heating up in the oven.
Well, sure.
No, really?
Yeah. Boy.
They think of everything, don't they?
There's a reason why they call this simply recipes. It's for the simple.
Brown sugar, bourbon, and honey.
Yum.
That's what someone is saying.
That's what I would do.
There you go. That'd be a good one. All right.
Six.
All right, 6:22. Let's get this over with.
All right, let's. Now, here's what's going to happen. We will officially begin the program, and then we'll go to your check-ins. And I know that you all want to welcome Gina back to the radio after her trials and tribulations. So you can call us at 877-602-9696. I see that your Legion of One fan is waiting
That one?
to welcome you back so far, Gina.
Nice of that one.
Do you have a sponsor here?
Is your AC ready for summer? Get the X96 special offer, spring AC tune-ups, and be sure to ask about their VIP plans that include 2 annual tune-ups, priority scheduling, plus discounts on all services, repairs, and replacements. Visit larsonhvac.com/X96.
Coming to my house tomorrow to do just that. All right, the moon, 45.4% of full. It is a waning crescent moon. Moon will set today at 1:05 p.m., today being Monday. It's the 21st day of April in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's National Bulldogs Are Beautiful Day, if you like wrinkles and slobber.
Yeah.
It's National Chickpea Day, also known as chichi beans, Egyptian peas, and garbanzo beans. It's chocolate-covered cashews day.
Ooh, yum.
I wonder what a chocolate-covered garbanzo bean would be like. You know, like a crispy garbanzo bean, like
The snack ones?
yeah, that'd be good.
Might be.
And it's World Creativity and Innovation Day. And this is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, the show for people who feel like hell in the morning, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson. I'm Bill Allred, welcoming back to that far microphone over there on the other side of the studio, Gina Barberi, who all I can ever see of her is the brim of her hat, pretty much, and sometimes her eyes and her hand. Katie, for short, is our fine producer. She's right there behind me, and I didn't check to see who's here today helping out. It's Allison waving, and I'm sure the dog Vax is there as well. Yep,
There he is.
All right, so now, Gina, your Legion of Fan is waiting.
Who is it?
To welcome you back. 877-602-9696 is the number.
Oh, it's Alex.
It's Alex in Ogden. Hi, Alex.
Hello. Your Legion says welcome back.
Thanks,
Gina.
Alex.
Welcome
You're
back.
the only reason I came back. I was hoping Alex would call, and
There it is.
And then there it is.
Don't give me a complex. But in the meantime, I think the best pope, me being Catholic, well, raised Catholic, I think the best pope that we need right now is Father Guido Sarducci to come
Yeah,
back.
where is he?
Hey, he's still around. He's still
And
alive.
give us all blessings.
Yes.
Yeah, give us all blessings. You want a blessing, you got a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, we need that. That's what Manson needs here.
He was
support
quite
this.
funny. He was quite funny in his day, I thought. Don Novello.
Yes.
Yeah, he was really good. You know, I'm old enough. I remember a very beloved pope, and people really seemed to love Pope John the 23rd. I think it was. People loved that.
Is he a good
guy.
one?
The moon pope.
Yeah, he was pope in the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for checking in with us, Alex, and thanks for welcoming Gina back. You're the only one who feels strongly enough about
It's okay. I don't need anybody else. Alex is all I need.
How about some of your fellow Catholics, Gina?
Maybe they're sad and not. Maybe they
yeah,
can't
maybe.
call. I don't.
Thanks, Alex.
They're all praying.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Be careful. Yeah.
All right. Glad to see that Gina has been resurrected,
Yes.
Sketchy Blake says. She was down for 3 days, and now she's risen. Conclave's on Peacock. Mixer driver Shane checking in from Orem. Welcome back, G-Balls.
Thank you.
I think Conclave is on Max.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. It's probably available a couple places.
Who knows? Zane of Dallas checking in. Don't we all miss the I didn't have relations with that woman days?
I would trade anything for those days.
I did not have relations with that. It depends on what it is. What it is.
That seems naive now.
Yeah.
Adam is here.
Hi, Adam.
Good morning. Thanks for letting me listen. Geek Show says hey.
Hey.
And Gina,
Yeah?
welcome back.
Thanks.
Is that it?
So I wanted to geek chat with Terry for a second.
What?
Did you finish Daredevil Born Again?
Yes.
All right.
And?
Now, spoiler alert for those listening. Were you expecting a Defenders cameo at the end of that?
Was there a Defenders cameo? I didn't see a Defenders cameo.
No, I'm saying I was expecting one and it didn't happen.
Oh, okay. Well, no,
Did
I
they
wasn't
season
expecting
two?
it. No, I didn't expect
Okay.
it. I don't write the show in my head before I watch it.
Is there some reason that
Yeah.
people should have expected that?
No.
Just
I
you,
was
Adam.
kind of hoping for one. Yeah.
I mean, we know Jessica Jones will be on season 2.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Hopefully Luke Cage comes in. That would be great.
All right. There we go. Thank you.
All right.
See you later.
Let's see. Mixer driver Shane, Zane of Dallas, Mike in Nashville. Welcome back, Gina.
Thanks, Mike.
Perry City listener checking in. We went to Stella's on 25th for some good Italian for my wife's birthday.
Oh, I had a really good meal there
Is that in
month or so
Ogden?
ago. Yeah, it's a newer
Stella's.
Italian place. Really good food.
Putting in a request for a WrestleMania update in your sports.
Oh no, sorry. You gotta look to Nick for those.
Just say John Cena won.
Oh, okay, John Cena won.
There you go. Kilroy was here. Welcome back, Gina. Glad you're okay. Checking in from the most pleasant of groves. Let's see. Welcome back, Gina. I'm still grieving Prince.
Yeah.
Emmett the Pool Guy checking in. Welcome back, Gina.
Thank you.
Rye from Orem checking in. Mikkel of Reno. And Ella the Nanny checking in together from Reno.
Oh, okay.
Dan of Evanston checking in. Johnny B checking in. Listening while putting picture rail molding on the walls of the house.
You're getting close, Johnny B. These are all finishing touches you're doing.
Interesting. It looks good, sitting at 6.66 inches below the ceiling.
I hope you have pictures to hang on that railing.
Patrick, the friendly neighborhood middle school teacher, checking in. I am now going to do as Prince says, go crazy. Mishak of Erta checking in. Usually a good day when you hear Prince played on the radio.
Sure.
I like a text there. Boy, did I just sound like an idiot on the radio. It could have been either one of you.
Really?
First time checking in, Katie from Richfield.
Richfield?
Oh, hello there.
Huh.
Ron the Carpenter checking in. Jello Salad Annie checking in. Well, looks like everybody's here, so let's begin, shall we?
Yes.
Right Wing Wade here. Good morning. Checking in from I-15, both lanes moving along well. Wade says he's Infinity member, as are all of you. Crash northbound I-215 approaching the I-80 interchange near the airport. Vehicles are on the right shoulder. Traffic is slowing back to the 201 freeway. And if Wade or anybody else wants to let us know what you're seeing on the road, you can always text us at 33986. Help Jerry Seiner Cadillac celebrate the new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today and experience the Seiner difference.
All right, so we will take a break, play a song. In our next break, we'll have Big Boy News and Frank Christ Presents the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll have that for you on the way. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Long a leader in laser vision correction here in the Valley. Carrie and I both have had the procedure done years ago now, ago. Things have improved since then. Really now, if you've been told in the past that you might not be a good candidate for LASIK, they have this new Zeiss Visimax 800, the most advanced laser technology available. If you've been told that LASIK or PRK won't work for you, this new device might give you the option. They call it Smile. Smile, not just a happy face, a new type of laser surgery. And to find out if it'll work for you, you need to contact Hoops Vision for your. This is a no-pressure appointment. They just check out and you out and see if you're a good candidate. Schedule your consultation at 877-30-LASIK is the phone number. Right now, you can save $1,000 on the LASIK, PRK, or Smile procedure. $1,000 off. 877-30-LASIK or Hoops Vision.
Okay.
This is a new thing that I think that we could start here and make it spread globally.
You're proposing this to us specifically or to everyone?
Starting with you and our audience.
All right.
But I think this is something that we could start making a thing.
You think it might go viral? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
Right now, and we could workshop the name, right now we're referring to this as the non-gift.
The non-gift.
Non-gift.
Okay.
And it is the best gift.
Okay.
What was happening was Sue and I were in my home studio and just kind of doing a remodel and kind of a thing, cleaning up. And she said, well, what's this? I said, well, I got it for somebody. I thought that they would enjoy it. He said, well, you know that somebody will just take it home and it will sit on a shelf and then it will get thrown away or given away or something. It's just, it's clutter.
This was for me, right?
All right, it is.
Because this happens to me all.
Well, and we know that you throw things away.
Well,
any gift that you bring Gina, if you're a listener and you bring Gina a gift, she will throw it away.
At home, I have a cabinet that is specifically, thank you, and it goes in.
And it goes in there. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
All right, because you're not the only one.
No.
I have that. It's not a cabinet, it's a shelf thing, but I have the same thing.
Thank you.
And I appreciate them thinking about me. They saw something that made them think of me.
Yes.
or in this case, me, think of Gina.
Yes.
And you're going to get it for your birthday, by the way, because I've already bought it and I lost the receipt. Actually, it's been in the basement for 2 years. I haven't.
See, and I'm lucky. Nobody ever gives me anything. That's
So here's the proposal.
Okay.
For the non-gift.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Instead of buying the gift, giving it to the person,
Yes.
and the person, thank you,
Yes.
takes it home, and it's clutter.
Yes.
Yeah.
You merely take a picture of it.
I love this.
You merely this all Sue's idea.
Yes.
This is all Sue's idea. You merely take a picture of it
This made me think of you.
and send it to them on their phone
Okay.
and say, "Here is your non-gift
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not getting you."
You don't even have to buy it. You just take a picture of
Just
it
take-
at the store.
on
if
the
it's
shelf.
or something online, you can just.
Now, admittedly, this could hurt small businesses,
Well, yeah.
but I mean, there is some downside to it. But I think that we call it the non-gift. I send you the picture.
Okay, so my birthday is next week.
Yes.
And if my
it's-
family is listening, I want you to do this.
Because, I mean, I've gotten stuff for your husband
Yes.
that I've seen and went,
Yes.
oh, he'll love that.
Yes.
And I know what's happened to it.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah. If you're
You know,
worried about
I mean-
hurting small business, let me suggest this: that you buy it anyway, take a picture of it, and then you throw it away. You know.
or buy something else in the store that you need. I don't know.
Carrie,
Yeah,
I
well, yeah,
love
that's
this.
Well, thanks,
idea.
Sue. This is all her idea, so we call it the non-gift. And that way you can have a few moments of laughs and enjoyment. I thought of you.
Yes, because that's what's important, that somebody
Yes.
thought of you.
And then you can
Well-
delete this photo if you'd like, even. I mean, it's probably cluttering up your photo file.
Yeah.
So,
No, but here's the thing, though. Now, Carrie he's given me a few gifts, very few over the years, but you have. And they're things that I like. He is a good gift giver. Mm-hmm. You're thoughtful. You pick something and you go, I think, this person would really.
Yeah.
And there are people like that where you go, you get the gift and you go, oh, yeah, thank you. That's
Exactly.
really nice. I want that. Thank you. But then there are people in my family who give me gifts, and they go, what the hell did she give me that for? It's not my wife. It's my sister.
now, and you're going to love it when I give it to you.
Okay.
But I know what's going to happen. It's going to go into your shelf
Well-
and just sit there. But this is what we do from now on, the non-gift.
I love it. I am 100% in on this.
Take a picture, send it to him. I thought of you. Here it is.
Because what matters is the fact that you thought of that person when you saw this. That's the thing that matters.
I don't like it. And if if anybody does that to me, you're dead to me.
Wow.
I want the thing.
It's like when listeners say they want to bring us something, and I feel like Carrie and I always go, "No, you don't have to." And Bill's always like, "No, bring it. I want it, whatever it is."
Exactly. I want it.
Well, it's like out here in our general meeting area, they call it the cantina. There is now a snack bar kind of situation going.
Yeah.
And the people who were restocking that were there, and Katie came in and said, they said you can have whatever you want if you want it, and
Just for free.
Gina and I were sitting
it's
in
a
here.
promo
Yeah,
item.
Gina and I were in here doing some work, and we're like, no.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you.
And that's how I feel, is you don't need to
No,
bring
please.
stuff.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of stuff on my shelves from listeners that they've given to me.
Now,
Which
me,
is great. Again,
Which is,
nice.
again, it's nice.
Nice
but
that you thought of it.
Now, me, on the other hand, when they did that, the people stalking it out there, they said, oh, hey, we really love the show. On us, why don't you, anything you want here on this? And I said, well, no, that's okay. And they said, no, really? And I said, oh, okay. And I took something. I took a Diet. I demur once.
Now, I will say there's difference. Carrie is if it's a consumable.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
Like a
Food or wine.
yeah,
Or, yeah.
A consumable,
consumable, that's-
is different.
Yeah,
I
because
think.
you'll consume it and then it's
yeah,
gone.
it's not going to sit on a
Is
shelf.
this not anything that is utilitarian?
The thing that I got Gina?
Yeah.
No, it's
It's just a thing.
just a thing.
It's something that I will go. Oh,
It's something you'll go, hey, they did. Wow.
Oh, and the thing.
You know they made that?
I didn't know they had those.
I didn't know this exists.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then she'll take it home and go, see, honey, this exists.
and then
it's
it'll go in the
Yeah.
cupboard.
goes in the cupboard.
Never
Clutter.
see it again.
So think about this.
That's a good idea.
I like it.
This is all this Sue Jackson Inc. This is her.
It's a good idea, but again, for me, I just give me stuff. I want the stuff.
I also don't like people feeling obligated to buy me things, like for a birthday or
I don't.
Like, oh, it's her birthday, I got to get it. Don't. Don't.
Yeah, I don't ever give you anything for your birthday.
Now, someone's confused. No, it's not naan, the Indian bread. It's N-O-N.
Oh, but that would be a good consumable
Okay, here's
gift.
a picture of naan for you.
I like naan.
It's a non gift.
A naan.
It's a non gift.
And I don't recognize this number, so it's an anonymous non gift.
Yes, there you go.
All right. Okay.
A non.
All right. XTC, request from Andrew in the chat room.
We play requests?
Yeah, well, he said it would be a nice post-Easter song. Oh, okay. All right, there you go. 6:39, big boy news and innuendo right now. Right after that, it's Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
You will win tickets to Clark Planetarium laser light shows. Now they have, maybe you're getting both of these? Oh, no.
Yeah.
4-pack of tickets for either show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can either go to Laser AC/DC or Laser Taylor Swift.
All right. So that's what you'll win. Laser show at the planetarium. 877-602-9696. Mike, when he was in from Nashville, went to see it. Said it was a good show. 877-602-9696. Call, play, win. Frank Christ presents right after this. Big boy news and innuendo brought to you by.
See movies on the big screen at local nonprofit Broadway Center cinemas. Invincible Czars are back. So that's where they play along with the movie. Remember, they're the
Oh yeah.
So they're doing Phantom of the Opera.
Oh,
which would be pretty cool, like the Lon Chaney.
Lots of organ music.
Yeah, with a live musical score this Saturday, April 26, 7 p.m. It's a blast, one night only. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
Well, I don't know what's going on with The Who. Last week, Roger Daltrey confirmed that he had fired their drummer, Zach Starkey, Ringo's kid, who's played with them for 29 years. He claimed that Zach played too loud and Roger couldn't hear the notes that he had to hit. Of course, Daltrey has lost a lot of his hearing, so that had something to do with it. But these rock and roll spats, Pete Townsend has said, well, we're welcoming Zach back into the band. He was fine. We've worked things out. We got it. Zach is back, and I feel great about that because I don't know why. Here's a great headline for you. Pope Francis, the leader of the Catholic Church...
Is that who he is?
...has died at the age of 88. He was the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. Francis returned to the house of the Father. His entire life was dedicated to the service of the Lord and his church, said Cardinal Kevin Farrell of the Apostolic Chamber. He taught us to live the values of the gospel with fidelity, courage, and universal love, especially in favor of the poorest and most marginalized among us. With immense gratitude for his example as a true disciple of the Lord Jesus, we commend the soul of Pope Francis to the infinite, merciful love of the one and true God. The Pope was recently released from the hospital after complications from pneumonia in both lungs. He appeared to maybe be on the mend, but when he did come out for Easter, waved to the crowd from the central balcony at St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican, and he said just 3 words. What was it?
Brothers and sisters,
have a blessed Easter.
Blessed Easter.
Yeah, something. And then somebody else read the homily that had been prepared, and then he got into the Pope Mobile and rode around the narrow streets of the Vatican.
He blessed one last baby. There's video of that. Somebody handing him a baby and giving him a little
Here's
blessing.
a baby. Here's a baby. Bless him. and he then went back, presumably, to his chambers and passed away on Easter.
It's kind of perfect, really. It's,
Except marred by only one thing.
Yeah.
Earlier in the day, Vice President J.D. Vance met with Pope Francis. It says briefly, Francis said. Francis didn't say much, but the Pope, J.D. Vance said to the Pope, "I know you haven't been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health. Thank you for seeing me."
He's such an ass.
Vance's motorcade entered Vatican City through a side gate while Easter Mass was being celebrated at St. Peter's. Francis had delegated the celebration of Mass to another cardinal. The Vatican said that they met for a couple of minutes in the Domus Santa Marta to exchange Easter greetings. Vance's office said the vice president expressed his gratitude to Pope Francis for inviting him to meet on Easter Sunday and the hospitality the Vatican has extended to his family. Yeah, they invited us to stay for lunch.
They're having egg salad.
That's right. Well, it's Easter, you know.
The Pope was very, very critical of this administration and their treatment of migrant people.
Vance's motorcade was in Vatican territory for a total of 17 minutes.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it. So you know that their meeting was
very,
very, very, very brief. Let's see, and here we go. Cheers, chants, and even some boos were heard from the steps of the Utah State Capitol Saturday afternoon. Utah Highway Patrol estimated that 2,500 people gathered to carry out the 50501 movement. Is that how you say it? 50, or is it 5501?
I don't know.
50 protests, 50 states, one movement.
Oh.
It's the 50501 movement. And it's meant to protest the current administration. That's the point of our democracy, to come and speak our minds, to let the people that are supposed to represent us know what we feel. And if we don't feel like they're representing us, then we need to come here and show them how that's not what the constituents want, said Utah resident Scout Hamilton. Hamilton is no stranger to protest. She attended the hands-off protest that took place several weeks ago. Again, over 1,000 people at that one. She said there's one big difference this time around. Unfortunately, I don't see the same crowds, but I think that just comes with people getting more and more discouraged by what's happening out there. But this was the first time for other people in the crowd. One person said, I've never even voted in my entire life. But you have to be pretty bad at politics for me to notice that something's going on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't pay attention. So
No,
that
they really
there are
don't
a lot
pay
of
attention.
people
Yeah.
that are like that, and
Exactly.
I appreciate that they finally are.
Yeah. A Kearns man was arrested Thursday after a police investigation found that he had sexually abused 4 boys over the course of 20 years. He was a scout leader, I do believe. Yeah, a Boy Scout leader. Charles Sheldon Bates was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail Thursday on 42 sex-related offenses. Booking documents say the investigation began when they received reports from numerous victims alleging abuse, with the earliest incident occurring in 2006 when the first victim was 11 years old. So they get a report in 2006 of this happening, and they just
That's
now
a
arrest
long
him.
time ago.
That's a lot of abuse that can take
Yeah.
place between 2006 and now. The first victim told police that he'd been used to produce child sex abuse materials in the Bates home. That would mean that he was filming it. The second and third victims reported years of ongoing abuse, first starting when they were 11 and 13, respectively. The abuse occurred in Bates' home, a community pool family bathroom, and while on Boy Scout trips, with Bates being a scout leader at the time. I just don't understand why that went on for so long.
Not a drag queen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, he's not. He's a Boy Scout leader.
Yeah.
A judge has struck down the controversial Utah Fits All scholarship that critics say is a voucher program siphoning money from the public education system.
'Cause
In a
that's what it
ruling
is.
on Friday evening, 3rd District Court Judge Laura Scott sided with the Utah Education Association that the program violated Utah's Constitution. The UEA, the state's largest teachers union, sued, arguing that the $100 million Utah Fits All program was taking money from the public education system. The income tax is earmarked for public education and some social services. Supporters of the program have argued that the $8,000 scholarships handed out enable students and families to pursue education options best suited to their needs. In reaching this conclusion, the court makes no judgment as to the value of school choice or private school vouchers, but school choice or vouchers for children without disabilities was never discussed, much less debated, in connection with the legislature's passage of the amendment, Judge Scott wrote. That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
And more importantly, the voters were never informed that this amendment was about school choice or vouchers for children without disabilities. This is a significant victory for public education and a reaffirmation that public money belongs in public schools. Let's see. Pete Hegseth. Maybe this will be the nail that drives it into his coffin. And
Whiskey leaks.
Yeah, Defense Secretary. I think it's vodka. It's.
Yeah, but it sounds like wiki.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth created another signal messaging chat that included his wife and a brother, where he shared details of that March military airstrike against Yemen's Houthi militants that were sent in another chain with top administration leaders, the New York Times is reporting.
I was just going to say, you can't keep saying all of these were, oh, maybe I was hacked. Maybe I was, no.
This was sent to his wife and his brother who works in the Pentagon, but we don't believe in,
It's
patronage.
DEI, it's
a person.
He's the most qualified for the job,
yeah.
I'm sure.
A person familiar with the contents and those who received the messages spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss sensitive matters, confirmed the second chat to the Associated Press. That second chat included 13 people. They also confirmed that the chat was dubbed Defense Team Huddle. And the detail, there were details of when the bombers were going to leave and go attack. There was all kinds of sensitive information in there that Pete Hegseth released.
How could President Trump have known that putting a weekend anchor from Fox News in charge of...
He was in the National Guard, too.
How could he have known that it would go badly?
Virginia, Louisiana, and Missouri have now all reported their first cases of measles for 2025. As the disease continues to spread through the country. All three cases were linked to international travel, with a map showing the worst impacted parts of the country. Measles, we know what it is, a description here of what it is. The latest news means that at least 27 states have now reported at least one case of measles, and health officials are trying to identify anyone involved in the cases in Virginia, Missouri, and Louisiana, with limited information being made available to protect the privacy of some of the children involved. And finally, this story, on a lighter note. How about that?
All right.
A world record is claimed by building an elaborate Jenga tower on top of a single block.
What?
The record, achieved by Abajeas Meinhard de Boer, consists of 3,132 Jenga blocks stacked on the single foundation block. He built his incredible Jenga tower in Ontario, Canada, in June of last year. Meinhardt takes a while to certify these things. Meinhard de Boer has a passion for balancing Jenga blocks, and there is a video that shows some of his most amazing creations. Some of them fall down after tons of hard work had clearly been put into the towers, but that didn't stop him from achieving his Jenga tower goals. On the day of the record, he numbered each block so that he could easily keep track of his progress. He followed a pattern doesn't he have anything else to do?
I was going to say, does he have a job?
He followed a pattern to keep the center of gravity of the tower in the middle and carefully stacked it over a day. Oh, there he is at x96.com/live. He has...
oh, wow.
He says his toughest moments are when he has to restabilize the build. Watching the time lapse of him building his tower is pretty amazing. If you look up the videos of just look up Jenga tower record, and you'll find videos of him.
I know he doesn't have a dog.
Yeah, that's probably
knock
true.
Knock it over immediately.
Yeah. All right, that's the news.
Weather, traffic, sports with Amy Donaldson coming up at 7.
40% chance of showers today, mainly in the morning. Not really so much here, but I know further north they were seeing some of that. Looks like it might spotty sprinkle down here, but not much. 63 for a high today. Overnight low 50 or 42. Tomorrow a little bit warmer, 69. Then we're back up into the 70s. It looks like through the later part of the week. Traffic, only that one incident we heard about earlier, crash northbound I-215 approaching the I-80 interchange near the airport. Vehicles on the right shoulder, slowing traffic back to the 201 freeway. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. I'm out of breath, can you tell? Go to McClureandStewart.com today. Frank, stay away from me.
How are you feeling?
I'm much better, thank you.
You're fine. You're
I'm
just fine.
Now, Frank, you don't get the Pope. That's got to be higher up on.
This must be another Reaper.
It's another Reaper, yes.
You remember his name by any chance?
I'm trying to remember his name. I want to say it's...
Is it Saint
Peter.
Christ?
It's Peter Christ, isn't it?
Or
Peter, I think it's Peter Christ.
Well, I know that was a guy. That was a guy in the band.
Peter was the first Pope. That's where
He's also the drummer for Kiss.
Yeah, that's.
I was going for a couple different angles there.
So he's a Reaper who drums for Kiss. All right.
Well, his last name's Christ.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's a little different there.
Frank is here. He is the Reaper of celebrity souls, and it's cursed because he loves the precious celebrities.
Love our precious celebrities. Everything they say and do is right.
Frank is, as you would imagine a Reaper to be, is a skeletal figure, wearing a robe, carrying a scythe, but he's kind of updated his look. Rather than riding a horse, Frank goes around in an electric scooter with a sidecar.
Yes.
Quite sporty.
I don't like horses. They don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I care about the environment.
But it's horrible for Frank to have this job because he goes and collects the souls of a celebrity when they die. No, he doesn't kill them.
No.
He loves them. But he has to take their soul to the distribution center, and then who knows where they go after that, right?
Oh, who knows?
Mm.
It's hell. It's 99% of the time.
Frank joins us to play a game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of 4 actors, and 3 of the actors on this list, Frank lovingly says...
Oh, they're just fine.
Happy to report. But one of them has been taken by Frank, and the contestant has to identify the dead celebrity. And who is that?
Dominic is here.
Dominic, how are you today?
Hello. I'm fine. I'm just fine.
That's good, Dominic. Good to know. Now, Dominic, if you identify the dead celebrity here on this list of 4, you'll win a prize, which is what, Gina?
Experience the Clark Planetarium Dome Theater laser light shows with 2 special events, Laser AC/DC and Laser Taylor Swift, every Friday and Saturday now through the end of May. Clark Planetarium's Dome Theater, we've got a 4-pack of tickets. You can choose which show you would like to go to.
And so this is your chance to see Taylor Swift on the big screen there, Dominic.
That's wonderful.
All right. Identify the celebrity, dead celebrity, and you get the tickets. Because it's World Creativity and Innovation Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about innovators and creators. Number 1, James Urbaniak, character actor, best known for his roles as Simon Grimm in 3 Hal Hartley films, Henry Fool, Fay Grimm, and Ned Rifle. He played Robert Crumb in American Splendor, and was Dr. Thaddeus Rusty Venture on the animated series The Venture Brothers. He was in Tesla, about the great inventor Nikola Tesla. Number 1, James Urbaniak. Number 2, Robert Pine, best known as Sergeant Joseph Getrair, I guess, on the TV series Chips. Pine appeared in over 400 TV shows like Gunsmoke, Lost in Space, The Silent Force, Wild Wild West, Barnaby Jones, Lou Grant, Knight Rider. His film work included Munsters Go Home and The Young Warriors. And he was in Jobs, about Apple innovator Steve Jobs. Number 2, Robert Pine. Number 3, Dean Stockwell is a child actor. Dean Stockwell appeared in Anchors Away, Song of the Thin Man, Gentleman's Agreement, and The Boy with Green Hair. He had supporting roles in Dune, To Live and Let Die in L.A., Blue Velvet, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and on TV he was a regular cast member of Quantum Leap. He was in Tucker, The Man in His Dream, about an innovative car maker. Number 3, Dean Stockwell. And finally, Mitch Pileggi. He played Horace Pinker in Shocker. Walter Skinner on The X-Files. He was Colonel Stephen Caldwell on Stargate Atlantis, Ernest Darby in Sons of Anarchy, and Harris Ryland in the TNT revival of Dallas. He was also in the movies 3 O'Clock High and Basic Instinct. He was in Flash of Genius, about the guy who invented the intermittent windshield wiper. Number 4, Mitch Pileggi. So there you go. Which one of those actors is dead, Dominic?
I'm going to go with Robert Pine.
No,
he's fine.
It's a good guess.
Chris Pine's father.
Oh, no.
Chris Pine's father. He's 83, but still with us. I'm going to give you another chance, though, Dominic. Listen carefully. Is it James Urbaniak, Dean Stockwell, or Mitch Pileggi?
Still tough. I'm going to go with Dean Stockwell.
That's right. He died in 2021 at the age of 85. He was a long career. He started as a kid and was really a good actor. Dean Stockwell's probably hard to take him, wasn't it, Frank?
It was very difficult.
I know.
He was a favorite.
Congratulations, Dominic. You're going to get those tickets for the laser light show at the Hanson Planetarium. Hold on, and Katie will tell you how.
Mitch Pileggi is in a movie about the guy who invented the intermittent.
That's a fantastic invention.
The whole movie apparently centers around his battle with the Ford Motor Company. They wanted to claim he wanted rights. He invented it, and they claimed it. And
so that guy could get a movie. I can't even get a comic book made about my origins.
Carrie and I saw Shocker, I think, in a theater in Hawaii, or where did we see it?
He was wonderful in Shocker.
He was, Horace Pinker.
Oh, yes.
That was a terrible
He was
movie.
also kind of a lecherous host of The Masked Magician.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Yes, he was very lecherous when he would do his narrations. Oh,
Well,
I'll go check on him. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
goodbye, Frank.
Friend of the program says bus stopped right shoulder I-15 south after 5600 exit in Roy, blocking the right lane. Just a minor slowdown, but Infiniteam is assembling and letting us know what you're seeing on the roads. Actually, a few of you have sent that in, so thank you. Let us know if that changes or anything else changes. Text it to us, 33986.
KXRK Provo, Sports with Amy Donaldson, right after. Is it of interest?
It is really.
Emails of interest.
Well, last week we were talking about the Liberace Museum, and had some kind of quaint old pictures of Carrie and I at the Liberace Museum, which doesn't exist anymore, with Dora Liberace. Carrie and I posing for pictures. I was in front of one of his Rolls Royces, and Carrie was with Dora Liberace, gesturing to the largest rhinestone in the world. And Liberace said at one time, "I'd much rather have rhinestones than diamonds."
Why?
I don't know. That's just the kind of guy he was.
More of them.
Yeah,
probably.
Because there is a certain, you can put them everywhere, and they sparkle.
Nobody really knows.
So we're talking about the museum, and it closed down, but we found out, I did a little research quickly and found out that it still sort of exists, and they will loan out parts of the museum for exhibits and things, and when requested. And part of the museum was in Michael Jackson's old house in Las Vegas. Yeah. And then the other was in I forget what it was, a garage or something. Well, we get this email from Brian Harris. Folks, I found myself with some free time in Las Vegas Sunday. Imagine my surprise when the temporary exhibit at the Nevada Museum was Liberace.
Oh!
What are the odds?
He sent us a couple of pictures. He said, unfortunately, there was no Rolls Royce, but if you go to x96.com/live, there are a couple of pictures he sent us. There's Liberace's piano covered with rhinestones.
And his suit covered in rhinestones.
Yeah. And, and there's over there in the corner this here picture, I think. And then there's he sent another picture, too, of more Liberace costumes. That one in the middle is ostrich feathers.
The pink one?
Yeah. And it's
fabulous.
Look at the huge train behind it. And he would wear that out on stage. It's just astonishing stuff. And then Brian in his email says, is this the opposite, by the way, of things that must go? I mean, where if all three of you talk about something, it comes to pass.
I mean, that is a really weird confluence of events.
Coincidence, yeah, that he managed to find Liberace.
Well, and they don't have it out all the time. It's not like it's a special exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's if you ever get a chance to watch the Liberace, you go find it. Watch that Liberace show with Michael Douglas.
Under the Candelabra.
Is that what it's called? Under the Candelabra? Because it really is quite an accurate portrayal of Liberace's life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he was an interesting kid. You know, Liberace. I think he's from the Bronx or something like that, or someplace in New York.
He's from Wisconsin, Bill.
Was it Wisconsin?
I just looked it up because I was wondering what Liberace's first name was.
Lee.
Waldzu.
What is
Not exactly a name built for showbiz.
What's his whole name?
It's Waldziu.
Waldziu?
Valentino. That tracks.
Okay, Valentino, yeah.
Liberace. His Polish and Italian parents.
Wow. And he I remember when I was a kid seeing a movie that was about his life, I think, that he starred in. Anyway, he was a fabulous entertainer.
He's from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
You would think he'd be from somewhere more exotic. Like Pius and Bluffdale did.
Bluffdale.
Yeah.
Pious.
Pius?
Okay.
Bluffdale. Okay.
Deeply Catholic family.
Yeah.
I guess so. Sports with Amy Donaldson, brought to you by
Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit stubbsdental.com to book your appointment now.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
It's her, Amy Donaldson. She's here to talk about sports. Amy is a sports reporter. She's a podcaster and an all-around good egg.
There you go. Eggs are very valuable right now.
That's true. For as a matter of fact, for Easter, I was going to take deviled eggs. I was supposed to bring an appetizer. I was going to take deviled eggs, but I didn't want everybody to think I was a millionaire. So Amy is here to talk about sports. Her podcasts, by the way, The Making of a Moment and The Letter. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I wanted to say The Promise. It's not The Promise. It's The Letter.
That's the next one. No, just kidding.
And you got one coming out soon.
The Promise, I think, is a book by, what's his name? Richard Scott Evans or whatever.
I don't know.
All right. The romance guy. I don't know.
Let's get to sports.
Let's see. Sports. We got the NBA playoffs. Actually, we have lots of playoffs. There's NBA playoffs began this weekend.
Now, wait,
it doesn't feel like...
These aren't the play-ins. These are
the playoffs.
I think that's so stupid. They have these play-ins.
It feels like all our seasons are over because all our teams are out, but it continues.
Yeah, and there's never really. I don't know, because of the year-round stuff now. There's never like a downtime. There used to be like sort of a downtime for sports, but not anymore. And I guess that's job security, right? Number one seeded Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Heat 121-100. Donovan Mitchell led that team to the victory
from
with
Weber State.
No, Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
You're thinking of LaDamian Lillard.
No,
Damian
Lillard.
Why did I say LaDamian? Because it's Utah.
LaDamian Tomlinson.
We want Luz in front of every Latasha, Latina.
Yeah.
That's a Utah thing. But I renamed him a Utah name, Damian Lillard. And Donovan Mitchell, actually, if you're interested, was also on the New Heights podcast with the Kelsey brothers. and pretty fascinating conversation. Enjoyable to see him just doing well and playing well.
He's a bright fellow, too.
Yeah, he is. He's a smart kid. They talk about Utah. In fact, they rank all the jerseys, like the best jerseys in history, and you'll be surprised at where one of the Utah Jazz jerseys comes in. So let's see. Top-seeded Oklahoma looks every bit the favorite. I know there's been some doubters, but they had an almost record victory. So in their game on Sunday against the Memphis Grizzlies, they ended up winning 131-80. It was a 51-point victory. The record is 58 points. So it was a beating.
Yeah.
There was one sort of upset, and that would be number 7 Golden State Warriors upset the number 2 Dallas Mavericks 95-85. But people will tell you that with that elite trade for Jimmy Butler, Golden State's probably not really a number 7 seed. They are all aging. If they stay healthy, though, I think Golden State will have a great playoff. Today, you have the Pistons versus the Knicks. The Knicks lead that series 1-0. That game's at 5:30. And then at 8 p.m., you have the Clippers versus the Nuggets. Denver also, they fired their coach, but, they could be in contention as well. They lead that series 1-0. RSL was robbed again this weekend. Dropped 1-0 decision to Toronto. They scored in the 9th minute on a defensive turnover. Bummer. A young guy, Hidalgo, I think it's Brody Hidalgo. He makes a little bit of an error, and the ball is taken from him. And Theo Cornbow capitalizes on that turnover and scores the goal. The big issue, though, is that I think it's like 6 or 7 minutes into the second half, Diego Luna is given a red card for what I think is he and another player get tangled up. They fall down.
Yeah.
But the other player does this thing where you fall down with someone. You see it in basketball all the time.
I'm injured.
Where you kind of pretend like you can't get untangled.
Acting.
And so he holds on to his legs with this other guy's their legs, and Diego turns around and like yells at him, and the ref immediately comes in, and the other players get into it, and there's some,
turns into a way bigger deal than it
Yeah,
needs.
but so they red card him for violent conduct, and it's ridiculous. And they even suggested they take a look at the replay, and the team was not. They may get fined today. Katranis, one of his teammates, defended him and said, like, this is the second or third time that we've dealt with this sort of egotistical, where the video proof should overrule the call, but it doesn't happen.
So what do you think that the Millers now buying the team, how will that affect the Real Salt Lake and the Royals?
I think it'll actually be great. I actually went to the press conference event on Friday, and I am a huge fan of the Millers because they are not just sports focused, like the people in the arena buying tickets. They actually look to, especially Gail, very community focused. And I, as a woman who has walked from that stadium after a game with no lights on the streets and tracks has been shut down, and there's a lot of issues around stadiums are traditionally, and this is proven by studies, this is not Amy's opinion, they don't raise up the level of economic development around them. They are not a good investment for community development around. Like, if you go to any stadium, it's usually in a crappy neighborhood. There's a lot of homelessness and poverty around professional stadiums, and they're not super safe to walk around. There has been some change recently to make a lot of outward-facing retails.
And they want to do that with, if we get an MLB team.
The plans for that are really sort of that's the idea. They did it out in Daybreak with their new place. And there's like bowling alleys, there's movie theaters, there's restaurants, there's a lot of green space. There's, sort of like bike trails, things to walk on. So there is already a lot of build in Sandy. And so I'm not sure sort of what is possible there, but there is some open space and they could do some things. But their headquarters, Miller's headquarters, is right across the street.
It's across the street. Maybe they revamp that whole area.
Yeah, my thinking is this, but with the Expo Center there too on that corner, it's literally the nightmare of all nightmares from like November until the first of the year because of all the holiday and gun shows and stuff like that. But if they can do something about that, if they can get together with the city and they have a great mayor, my horseback riding buddy Monica Zoltansky, they can actually, it could be a real gem. it also could be a literal nightmare. So we'll see what happens.
They kept our old friend John Kimball as CEO.
Yeah, I think this was. I think John might have more to do with this than I think he's.
You remember John? Right?
Oh yeah,
he's really a good guy.
He is one of the best guys I've ever met in business, and one of the few people that I would 100% trust. Yeah, and he was involved in this very deeply, and I think it's really good. I think it's a really good move across the board. And the nice thing is that it's the first time that an MLS team and an NWSL team have been involved in an announcement like this in either league's history. So cool. It's a big moment. Yeah. The Royals, they actually won on a penalty kick. So they get awarded a penalty kick, I think in the extra minute, like 10 minutes into this extra time. And Ali Sentinor, she scores the goal, and they emerge victorious. It's Boston Marathon Day. So, there's a couple.
Stay out of Boston.
There's 3 Utah runners in the elite field, all former BYU runners: Connor Mance, Clayton Young, and Rory Linkletter. You may remember Connor Mance. He went to the Olympics, took 8th place in the the Olympics in France. He also set a record, and I think I wrote 59:17 half marathon record, U.S. half marathon record. Stanley Cup playoffs, they began. Dallas Stars, Florida Panthers are currently favored in that, with Dallas leading the way. Colorado Avalanche, Winnipeg Jets also contenders. NFL draft Thursday. There could be some locals going. You might see the first round's probably going to be Cam Ward going to the Tennessee Titans. But Jackson Dart, formerly of Corner Canyon, he's playing quarterback at Mississippi, and he could go in the first round.
Cool.
So.
All right. Thank you, Amy Donaldson, AD on Sports, and her podcast, The Letter, and Making of a Moment, wherever fine podcasts are presented.
Thanks.
See you later.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you very much. All right, traffic, Gina, please.
And then the damn contest.
Yep.
Lots of people texting in about that. Some people are saying bus. Some people are saying semi-disabled. Just outside of Roy, southbound I-15. Lots of people seeing that. Not causing a whole lot of issues, though. If you see something, you can share it with us. 33986.
All right. We've got boners coming up, and then we'll have the damn contest here as well. Mm-hmm. Boner candidate number 1 that you'll be considering shortly. Gail King says, there was nothing frivolous about what we did. Boner candidate number 2, what would those of you who have autistic children in your family like to say to the secretary? And boner candidate number 3, okay, somebody burned the governor's house down, but it's the governor who's got to tone it down.
You want $1,000? We make it really easy. We give you keywords 4 times a day. 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. The more of those words you get and text in, the better your chance of winning this national contest, which is $1,000. It's a different phone number than we give you for other things. That phone number is 508-777-1000. 508-777-1000. Text the word BET. BET, B-E-T, BET to 508-777-1000 for your chance to win $1,000 cash in this nationwide contest. Studio with me, Festus is here. He's visiting on his way to San Diego.
Am I the favorite?
I love you all the same.
Yes, you are.
And you were all my favorite in different ways.
He's not listening. He's out of town. Bill's right. I'm the favorite.
You're the favorite.
Right.
She says it all the time.
Yeah.
So I have Festus,
The favorite.
and then I have Muhammad.
He was okay.
Who's the other one?
Who is his own person. So when
Unlike Mama Boy.
So Muhammad asked the other day, he said, my friends are going up to Hebgen Lake to go boating and camping, and I would like to go with them. And I said, well, you know your brother's in town, and he's not here very often.
Is that in Idaho?
Is it Wyoming?
Yeah, it's like West Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember.
And I said, and we're having a party for Festus on Friday just because he's here, and we aren't going to have him back for like a year, and we're going to be celebrating his engagement, and
Sounds like it would be a priority for good brothers.
yes, and so I said, will you be back by Friday? And he said, yeah, we'll be back by Friday. Okay, great. He left yesterday, like mid-afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
About an hour after he left, my husband Joe's on his computer, and he gets an email alert from Delta Airlines. It says, your Sky Miles ticket has been approved from a one-way ticket from West Yellowstone to Salt Lake. He's like, what is this? So we called Mohammed.
Yeah.
And he said, now I don't know if this was just poor planning on his part or what, but my guess is they're in the car driving up to Hebgen, and somebody says, we're coming back on Saturday, or we're coming back on Sunday. And he started freaking out because he knew he promised his mother and his brother that he would be back on Friday for the party. Mm-hmm. They're like, no, we're not coming back till then.
I gave him crap for it, too, and he was like, no, I'll be there, I promise.
I'll be there. And so he hopped on his phone and went on the Delta app and found his Sky Miles account and bought a one-way ticket from West Yellowstone to Salt Lake with his Sky Miles.
Okay. He's 16 years old.
Yeah.
He did all of this without calling home and saying, hey, I made a mistake, and what should I do? Should I buy it?
Why should he do that if he knows what he sounds to me like he handled the situation just perfectly.
He's an independent person. He handled the problem.
You're just pissed off that he doesn't depend on you more.
Was he hoping that you wouldn't know?
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he was just going to Uber home from the airport and show up and act like that he had been dropped off after camping, and we would be none the wiser.
No big deal.
But why would he have to lie about any of that?
Because he knew he screwed up, not planning But so I have to temper my mother anger, being like, I can't believe you didn't call and tell us what was going on, with that I'm proud of him for looking at this situation and figuring out.
You ought to be damned happy that he is. Mom, what should I do about this? Mom, what should I do about that? Mom, what should I do about that? That gets so irritating.
I respect his resourcefulness. He's going to be just fine in life. He's going to be fine.
Did he think that by using Sky Miles that this wouldn't appear anywhere, like money?
Well, no, I think he just didn't have money to buy a plane ticket, so he thought, and the fact that he knew he could buy a ticket with Sky Miles, that's also a good.
You're never going to have to worry about him. He's going to be fine.
Every single bit of that story just is about an aggrieved mother, not about a wonderful, resourceful son, but, I've been wrong.
No, I haven't been wrong. I am proud that he figured it out without calling me. But I still would have liked a phone call. I think it's the fact that I'm pretty sure he was trying to sneak around about it. Because he didn't call and say, here was the problem. Here's what I did to solve it. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing.
See, that's what I think. Yeah, he screwed up. He's covering his ass.
Yeah, because I think a parent should know when a minor child is flying somewhere.
See, this is so much better than. So when I was a kid, it was, oh, darn it, I better set my watch back 2 hours. Well, my watch says that I was supposed to. I'm on time. Look, see what my watch says? You set that watch back, didn't you, Billy?
Oh, you didn't get away with that?
No. No, because my mother was not stupid.
I was going to say, did you think your mother was that stupid?
I thought I could say, well, my watch must be broken, you see.
But there's a thing with, and we talked about this last night at dinner, Festus. So Festus is the oldest. Parents?
She had all the energy to discipline and regulate.
By the time you get, and maybe Katie's parents would say this about her, when you get to the youngest one, I'm tired. I
do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
My parents had 2 kids, so yes, my brother got crap for everything, but I learned a lot from him on how to get away with things and stuff. But also, I was the good kid.
Yeah, you're the baby.
All right. Now, Festus, I have to go back on the fact that you may not be the favorite, because I was the oldest. and I got away with everything because I was the favorite.
She just loved me more. She cared if something happened.
Because on this day, in, 1947, Iggy Pop was born.
You know, that was in Pretty Woman. Is that why you played it?
No, I did not know that.
It's his birthday. Has nothing to do with Pretty Woman, Gina. Nothing.
It
Zero.
has something to do with Pretty Woman.
What it has to do with is by putting that in the movie, it made him a ton of money.
Well, you should be happy about that then.
I'm happy that he did it. That it was in there.
Boner of the day, 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be boner of the day for today, April 21, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a 3rd candidate after the big boy news, and once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. And one of you lucky random boner voters will receive...
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. Gail King says, there was nothing frivolous about what we did. Mm-hmm. Gail continues to catch flack online as she defends her trip to space. With an
didn't go to space.
To the edge of
She's
space.
not an astronaut.
With an all-female crew.
They weren't a crew.
The TV host...
None of that's true.
This is my crew, baby. The TV host icon compared the Blue Origin flight to a pioneering 1961 space mission in which U.S. Navy test pilot Alan Shepard became the first American and the second man in space. Alan Shepard was a graduate of the United States Naval Academy. Shepard saw action with the surface Navy during World War II. He was a naval aviator in 1947 and a test pilot in 1950. He was one of the original NASA Mercury 7 astronauts. Critics found the comparison she made tone deaf. Gail said on CBS Mornings Tuesday that she was very disappointed and very saddened by the criticism that she and her famous friends, Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez, and the other ones that don't have a press agent, received for their 11-minute space tourism flight. Please don't call it a ride, she said,
That's exactly what it was.
Noting that people don't use this term while referring to space flights taken by men. We duplicated the same trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day, pretty much.
Gail?
No one called that a ride, she said. It was called a flight.
When William Shatner did this, nobody called him an astronaut.
No.
He went on a little space ride.
He went on a ride.
There was nothing frivolous about what we did, she said. By the way, Gail also addressed concerns about the environmental impact of the space flights conducted by Blue Origin.
Yeah.
A Jeff Bezos founded company that has made 11 space trips and carried 58 people so far. Because you do something in space doesn't mean you're taking anything away from Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do, and she doesn't realize how the mistake she's making here, is take the waste here, the garbage here, and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner.
Well, I'm all for shooting garbage into the sun, but...
And she also says, Jeff Bezos has so many ideas.
Sure he does.
Her candidate number 1, Gail King, said there was nothing frivolous about what we did.
I love
there was everything frivolous about it.
I love all the pictures of Mackenzie Bezos and Lauren Sanchez next to each other, and everyone going, really, Mackenzie, better person, better looking, better humanitarian, better everything.
Here's boner candidate number 2. What would those of you who have autistic children in your family, or even perhaps those of you who are autistic, what would you like to say to the secretary? Once again, displaying the incompetence inherent in this administration, Republican Donald Trump's Secretary of Health and Human Services held his first press conference on last Monday. The purpose was for HHS head Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to spout the misinformation, pseudoscience, and conspiracy theories that the anti-vaxxer is known for. This time, RFK Jr.'s target was people with autism spectrum disorder. RFK Jr. again made false claims, similar to ones he's made in the past, while coupling them with an inaccurate characterization of how autism presents itself in the majority of those diagnosed. Quote, "These are kids who will never pay taxes. They will never hold a job. They'll never play baseball. They'll never write a poem. They'll never go out on a date. Many of them will never use a toilet unassisted." People found his comments appalling and disgusting.
Yes, as they should.
I know many people with autism in my family. Mm-hmm. I know people who are very productive. They manage to deal with it, and
he doesn't know what he's talking about. He read some stuff on the internet, and he thinks he's an expert.
Often people with autism are extremely bright.
Yes.
Boner candidate number 2. What would those of you who have autistic children in your family like to say to the secretary? Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Oh, okay, somebody burned the governor's house down. But it's the governor who's got to tone it down.
Yeah. I'm glad you found this one. Yes, it's big boy news. Now, we'll have candidate number 3 after this big boy news. Brought to you by, Bountiful Mazda. Don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Well, tragedy. He was one of a kind and original. He will be missed. Wonder if you could find this really quickly. Nino Tempo and April Stevens, the song Deep Purple. Nino Tempo was an accomplished tenor saxophonist whose harmonious foray into pop singing with his sister, April Stevens, produced a chart-topping, Grammy-winning version of Deep Purple in 1963. There it is.
You wanna run back to me, breathe in my name with a sigh, in the still of the night. Once again,
that was a huge hit. His career, he was also a jazz saxophonist who sat in on lots of different sessions, played with a lot of famous people, but he and his sister had that one hit, Deep Purple, in 1963. He died at the age of 90. His sister died a few years ago at the age of 93. So the 8 international students attending Utah universities and the American Civil Liberties Union have filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, challenging deportation orders. The lawsuit, filed in federal court in Salt Lake on Friday, accuses the Trump administration of violating their Fifth Amendment rights by not affording them the ability to contest the decision to revoke their student visas. It asks a federal judge to allow them to continue their studies by reinstating them in the Student and Exchange Visitor Program registry. The students filed under John Doe and Jane Doe pseudonyms in the lawsuit. The court filing itself is heavily redacted, and the ACLU of Utah said it is seeking a restraining order to provide immediate protection for those students. The city of Mill Creek, Utah, here right in the valley, right next to us, right up there, they have found themselves yet again pushing back against federal immigration authorities, said the mayor of Mill Creek, Mayor Jeff Silvestrini. Nearly 3 months after Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents stopped a U.S. citizen in the city, as Silvestrini later alleged in an email to ICE, made false statements to local police during the confrontation. The Department of Homeland Security has now instructed a Mill Creek family of 4 to get out of the country, said the mayor. The family, who moved to Mill Creek from Venezuela last August, received an email last week that told them to leave the country within 7 days. The family came to the U.S. legally on humanitarian parole, Mayor Silvestrini said, which U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services grants for a temporary period. They are entitled to be here in our country. They're also lawfully entitled to work in our country, pending a hearing to determine their refugee status, said Silvestrini, who's a licensed lawyer. He said the family during a news conference on Friday, that's the way this process is supposed to work under the law. Attorneys Richard Lambert, who served as the criminal division chief for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Utah for about 7 years, and Jim McConkey of the firm Parker and McConkey are representing the Venezuelan family. There's no indication that the family has had any criminal record, no gang affiliation, McConkey said, which he said would have been assessed by government officials when they crossed the border originally. A Mill Creek woman originally from Haiti also received a notification telling her to get out of the country. It's just horrible.
It is.
Trump is coming up on his 100th day in the White House. April 29th will mark that. So far, his presidency has been marked by deep funding cuts across federal agencies, a closed southern border and deportations, and a string of tariffs aimed at U.S. allies and enemies alike. Trump said he's most proud of addressing the border crisis. I think that the thing people now realize is the border is 100%. It's like literally 100%. It's a perfect border now. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's perfect. It's going to get better.
It's perfect just because you're in charge, all right? That's all.
The U.S. Customs and Border Protection reported a little more than 11,000 apprehensions at the border last month.
Yeah, we had a really tough border bill ready to go, and you tanked it before you got elected.
This I don't know if we have this picture. I'll save this story because the picture is important for the story, so I want to make sure. Trump has made a habit of posting scathing messages to his political opposers on holidays, and Easter celebration was no different.
Yep.
On Sunday morning, he slammed the radical left lunatics and weak and ineffective judges before taking aim at former President Joe Biden in a post on his social media platform, Truth Social. Happy Easter to all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting and scheming so hard to bring murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, the mentally insane, and well-known MS-13 gang members and wife-beaters back into our country. Happy Easter also to the weak and ineffective judges and law enforcement officials who are allowing this sinister attack on our nation to continue. He went on to trash Biden and then referenced his baseless claims that he's repeatedly made after losing the 2020 race, alleging once again that the election had been rigged.
Yeah, because there's no way he could have just lost.
Yeah. It's, he's
unhinged.
And this whole...
And we've known it for 10 years is the thing.
This whole deportation thing is just...
It's frightening.
It's really frightening because it's going to start moving to I mean, it already has.
It has.
People who are just legal citizens.
Yes, American citizens who are lawyers, you know, are getting stopped at the border and told you can't come in because you may have spoken out against Trump at one point in time.
Let's see. Discontinued teething sticks. The Food and Drug Administration has issued a second recall notice about Gerber teething sticks for babies because there are reports that the products, which were discontinued over choking concerns, are still on store shelves. Gerber announced earlier this year it was going to stop making its Soothe and Chew teething sticks after receiving complaints of choking incidents. The teething sticks, which have been distributed to nearly every state and Puerto Rico, were subsequently recalled, but despite the first notice, Gerber and the FDA said there have been recent reports of recalled products still available for sale. I turned mine in. I mean, I took them back to the store.
I thought you used actual sticks.
No, I love I love those soft and chew, soothe and chew teething sticks. Sticks. I love them. They're great. My gums get sore. So
snacks for baby.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Sports, weather, traffic,
or weather traffic.
Weather traffic.
So slight chance of showers this morning, mainly before 9 a.m. and mostly up north. I heard Davis County seeing a little more of that than we were here in Salt Lake. 63 for a high, overnight low 42. 69 tomorrow, and then it looks like we're in the low 70s for the rest of the week with some more chance for showers coming up Tuesday night into Wednesday. Traffic's been pretty good this morning. Let me refresh this, see if anything new has happened. Crash northbound I-15, 21st Street. This is up in Weber County, milepost 343. And it looks like that's about it. We've got a pretty good commute out there. If you want to let us know what you're seeing, you can always text us at 33986. Do you or someone you love struggle with addiction? Help is out there. Renaissance Ranch is one of Utah's best addiction treatment centers. They accept most private insurance and Medicaid. Schedule a free consultation at renaissanceranch.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Okay, somebody burned the governor's house down. But it's the governor who has to kind of tone it down, you know? Representative Dan Muser of Pennsylvania cited a Democrat's use of violent and hostile commentary as a contributing factor for the attack on Governor Shapiro's house. Dan Muser said that the left has to look in the mirror, too, he condemned the arson attack against Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, citing what he calls Democrats' use of violent and hostile commentary as a contributing factor for those kinds of attacks.
Wait a minute.
Our hearts go out to the Shapiro family on this, but they got to tone it down, too. Muser said in a radio segment on a local conservative talk show that he also posted it on his Twitter. Every action Josh Shapiro has taken so far against the president has either been a lawsuit or a falsehood. Shapiro and his family were awoken early Sunday after they celebrated the first night of the Jewish holiday Passover after a man broke into the governor's mansion, set fire to it. The suspect told police that he did so because Shapiro needs to know that he will not take part in his plans for what he wants to do to the Palestinian people. But this Muser guy, this Representative Muser, okay, it's too bad that the governor's house got burned. But the governor has been speaking out against the president's policies, and he's saying maybe he brought this on himself.
So Republicans have been speaking violently for over 10 years now, but suddenly it's the Democrats' fault.
Well, he's not speaking about violence.
No, he's not.
He's
talking about policy.
Boner candidate number 3. Okay, somebody burned the governor's house down, but it's the governor who should tone it down.
All right. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Gayle King said there was nothing frivolous about what we did, that space flight or near space flight.
Space ride.
And, everything about it was frivolous, Gayle. Boner candidate number 2. What would those of you who have autistic children in your family like to say to the secretary, RFK Jr., for saying that autistic kids, they'll never pay taxes, they can't hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, they'll never use a toilet unassisted. And boner candidate number 3, okay, somebody burned the governor's house down, but it's the governor who ought to tone it down.
All right, time to vote for boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win, the one that you think is the worst. Put that single digit in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth at 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, April 21, 2025. Click and vote, and if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It's there. Look for it. You've got less than 300 seconds to get your vote in, so let's go. Bill Frost will be here to tell us what's on TV this week at 8 o'clock. Stand by. Okay, go.
X96.
All right, 7:48. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you by ham and asparagus and potatoes and all that kind of, and a piece of cheesecake for Easter.
And waterproof your home with Baseco, because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
Well, it was pretty much a slaughter.
Yep.
Gayle King got a lot of votes, 86 votes.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. But coming in really a strong number one with 229 votes, Boner candidate number 2, RFK Jr.
He just keeps saying things, you know? He's going to learn to shut up one of these days, I would think.
No,
probably not. That's your Boner of the Day for today, April 21, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
I want to hear about your convalescence, Gina, but first, let me tell you about the Easter egg hunt I organized yesterday for Easter. I hid eggs all over the place, but I wanted to make it more exciting for the kids. So I hid an egg right under the blades of the lawnmower. And then
you didn't.
And then I hid an Easter egg right next to the grill that we were using to cook the leg of lamb. And then under a pile of oily rags in the back corner of the garage. And then one in a crook of a tree about 10 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hid an egg right at the top of the stairs that lead down to the root cellar. And then just the last one I hid, make it really exciting, I hid it right behind the car of the family I knew was going to leave first.
Mm. Did you actually have an Easter egg hunt?
No, we didn't. Not at all. But I was fantasizing that as I was watching my next door neighbor, one of their older boys, hiding eggs around the backyard and trying to figure out where. And I just sat looking out my window, watching him, trying to figure out where to put them.
You're glad your kids are older and you don't have to.
Yeah.
We're going to dig a pit, and then we're going to put spikes in the bottom of the pit,
Right.
and then we're going to cover the pit with twigs and put eggs on top of it.
So you were off for about 5 days, really?
No, I mean,
you missed 3 days last week. I guess you only missed really 3 or 4 days of work.
Yeah.
But you were convalescing for more than that. How's it? Talk about it.
So I mean, if you didn't hear, last Tuesday, I got up to come to work and I couldn't.
You were stricken.
I thought I was having a heart attack.
And now, is that common?
I will tell you how common that is. Part of what I did during my convalescence is I binged 2 shows. One of them, at the recommendation of Sue, was the documentary series on the Karen Reed trial, which maybe I can do tomorrow, a morsel of murder
for that.
because
is that common for a convalescence to binge the Karen Reed story?
Yeah, you binge something, I think, because her opening statements for her second trial start tomorrow, so it's very timely.
Okay.
So I can talk about that tomorrow. And Lori Vallow's given her closing arguments today, so we can do lots of murder tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, goody.
But the other thing I binged was The Pit,
Right.
which is
It's a great show.
Have you watched it?
I watched the whole thing, yeah.
It's a medical show that Noah Wiley has been fighting to get made for years because the family of Michael Crichton, that's who did the original ER series, for some reason said, you can't do another ER show. Now, this show is nothing like ER. It's a completely different.
Well, I wouldn't say it's nothing like.
I mean, it takes place in an emergency room, but it's not.
And it's the drama of all of that, but it's not as soapy.
No, it is. It's more. In fact, doctors have been commenting on how realistic it is. Yeah, this is actually how an ER is, and the whole series takes place in one day. So each episode is an hour.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so this is what
and they never leave the ER.
No, it is just in the ER the whole time.
Okay.
The first episode This cute old guy comes into the ER. Oh, I went out to dinner with my wife, and I feel like I'm having a heart attack. And the newbie doc examines him. He's like, "Oh no, this is your gallbladder. People mistake heart attack for gallbladder all the time. It's we can take care of this."
And you were suddenly the Leonardo DiCaprio meme pointing at the television.
And so, as that episode goes on, since this guy isn't having a heart attack and other sicker people are coming in, we'll get to you, sir.
Wait a minute. People don't mistake heart attack for gallbladder. That's what you said. They mistake gallbladder for heart attack. Right?
They think they're having a heart attack.
Yeah, they think they're having a heart attack, but it's their gallbladder.
Right. The guy came in and he said, "I think I'm having a heart attack." They said, it's your gallbladder. We'll take care of it.
Right.
We're going to put you in the hall because we need your room for really sick people. So they weren't watching him. He had a heart attack and died in the hallway. My point being, when I told you guys last week, I felt like I was having a heart attack. It is the same feeling. Having your gallbladder go south on you suddenly.
How that, in the pit, how that guy could be so sure that it was probably just a gallbladder.
They did tests on him there. They did tests on me. He was a new doctor. It was his first day in the ER.
Made a mistake.
So he made a mistake. Point being, that's when I was at home trying to decide whether I'd go to the hospital or not. And I got progressively worse as the morning went on. Because you're like, oh, I'm not going to go to the hospital. I just need to lie down. I just need to take a nap. I'm fine. But I got progressively worse. Now I know what that feeling is of, no, I need to go to the hospital right now. Something is seriously wrong.
So thank God you weren't with your mother.
Okay.
Walk it off.
Yeah.
Exactly. But just back to that show, which is what I was doing. Man, that's a good show.
It is.
Okay.
I highly recommend that.
I like that one kid, that young guy who keeps getting stuff squirted on him all the time.
He's the guy that misdiagnoses the gallbladder.
So he deserves it.
Apparently. Yeah.
Deserves to get squirted.
He keeps getting
bodily fluids
peed on, and it's really I highly recommend it.
And I love that woman who plays she's not a nurse, but she runs the ER, that blonde woman.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
So watch that. And I'm not feeling awesome, honestly. I mean, I'm
Should you have come to work?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. Like, I think I can do this, but I'm gonna go home and it's tiring me out more than I thought it would.
Surgery has the tendency to do that. It's an assault on your entire system. Yeah. Did you do anything else that was fun, or did you just watch TV?
Fun?
Or just watch TV?
Did I do anything fun? No, I did not do anything.
Okay, well, back to the pit.
Yeah.
And Andrew is asking the question that I was going to ask: is have they done anything with a rectal foreign body yet at the ER?
Not yet, but do you know what they do?
What?
What was my big complaint always? Bill Frost might remember this about the show 24.
Is that they never went to the bathroom?
Yes. This is an ongoing theme in the show about the ER busy.
Trying to get a bathroom break.
And then finally getting a bathroom. And so I applaud the pit for addressing we all got to go to the bathroom sometime.
Oh, and by the way, the Crichton, Michael Crichton, is it Crichton? Or Creighton? Crichton. Michael Crichton Estate is suing them.
They still are, yeah.
Oh.
I don't get that. It's not the same show.
They want some money.
You think Michael Crichton didn't leave them a lot of money?
They need more money.
They have plenty.
There's never enough money.
Yeah, they claim it's just too close to.
It's not.
I mean, it's Noah Wiley, and it's the same producer. I forget his name right now. Do you remember Bill Frost?
Yeah, John Wells.
Yeah, John Wells.
It's not. It is not. Because that's part of the reason I started watching it. I wonder if this is ER was, like you said, it was a soap opera. This is just kind of a gritty drama, I think.
All right. Well, Bill Frost is here to tell us what's on TV this week. Coming up, stand by. Traffic.
Oh, let's see. We've had a pretty decent morning. Let me see if that has changed. If anything new has cropped up. Crash northbound I-15. This is up in Weber County, 21st Street, the off-ramp there. And, yeah, that's it. I've got, one other. Northbound I-15, 15th South Woods Cross, milepost 316. We've got an accident there. Whatever else you're seeing, please text us, 33986.
All right, KXRK Provo, what's on TV this week? We'll find out with Bill Frost, right?
People have gathered. They all say hi. They all say hey, they say hi, and I'm telling you why. Because they all want to play Beat Gina.
Of course.
I'm professional game show and commercial announcer Johnny O. And I love fruit. And now, Betty Crocker announces new Fruit Helper.
Ooh.
Fruit Helper turns a can of fruit into a terrific dessert. Just start with a 16-ounce or 30-ounce can of almost any fruit. Then blend the syrup from the can with Fruit Helper dessert mix and some milk. Add the fruit, and you have created a creamy, fruity pudding ready to eat in just 90 seconds. Well, how do you top that? Simple. Sprinkle the crunch nutty topping over the pudding, and you have a terrific, creamy, crunchy dessert.
Oh, sounds great.
New Fruit Helper dessert mixes from Betty Crocker. And now, here's a man who dated Betty Crocker for many years.
Oh, really? I
Yes,
didn't know.
indeed. He's your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
The randomizer has picked a contestant, Gina. You'll be going up against Marcus today.
Hi, Marcus.
Hi, how's it going?
Just fine, Marcus. Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Call it heads or tails.
Heads.
Coin toss app says tails, Gina Barberi.
Oh,
That means
Marcus.
Gina goes first.
You are one step further away from winning these tickets to see Third Eye Blind June 25th at USANA Amphitheater with Yellow Card. Tickets actually go on sale today. You can find ticket links and more information at x96.com.
All right. So, Marcus, this first question is for Gina to answer exclusively. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, I will allow you to answer the question correctly, stealing the point away from Gina, and we will go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right. The topic is Mean Girls trivia because the new movie musical is opening this weekend. All right. So, Gina.
Yes.
First question. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Amber D'Alessio grabbed one of the burn book copies in the school that read, Amber D'Alessio made out with a hot dog. What was Amber's reaction to this?
Okay.
Was it 1, ask me about my wiener? Is it 2, my baloney has a first name, it's Amber? Is it 3, made out with a hot dog, oh my God, that was just one time? 4, and I'd do it again too if it wasn't for you meddling kids and your stupid dog.
Now, Katie's going to be very disappointed in me. I've never seen Mean Girls.
Oh, no.
You haven't?
That's a Tina Fey
I
project,
know.
Gina.
You would think. So I don't know.
Okay.
3.
Correct.
Oh.
What is that answer?
Which was made out with a hot dog. Oh, my God, it was at one time.
That's kind of what I thought. All right, that's a point for Gina. Now we go to, who is it? Marcus.
Marcus is here. All right, Marcus. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Here we go. The movie is based upon what book? It is based on a book. Is the book 1, Queen Bees and Wannabes? Is it 2, What Would Skeletor Do? Was it 3, I would, but my damn mind won't let me? Or 4, How to Raise Your IQ by Eating Gifted Children? All real books.
So I have seen the movie. I actually watched it last night with my wife, but I didn't know it was based off a book. So I'm going to guess number 1.
Queen Bees and Wannabes.
Yeah,
Very
that was a good guess, Marcus.
Good guess,
Nicely done.
Marcus.
All right, that's 1-1. Back to Gina.
All right, let's take a look at this one. Gina, what is the nickname given to Regina and her posse?
Okay.
Is it 1, the Turning Point USA posse? Is it 2, the Plastics? Is it 3, the Mean Girls? Or 4, the Karen Clan?
They're the Plastics.
Plastics.
I know that.
All right, 2-1. Now, Marcus, you could tie it up.
Marcus, what word became popular after the movie's release? This word became popular after the movie's release. Which word was it? Was it 1, fugly? Was it 2, anti-disestablishmentarianism? Is it 3, 2 words actually, streets ahead and streets behind? Or 4, mathletes?
I'm going to guess number 1.
Fugly is correct.
Yes, there you are.
986.
That was a really good show. What was that?
Better off, Ted.
Yeah, thanks.
Like Benedict in Syracuse.
Syracuse?
Yeah. He only watches things that Bill Frost recommends, so he's listening in Syracuse right now.
Well, it's brought to you by...
Satisfying all your gift needs since 1982 and located in the heart of Trolley Square. It's Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
A lot more than a card
A lot
store.
more than a card store.
Man. Well, here he is, Bill Frost. He is here to talk about what's on TV coming up this week. He's a writer. You can read his scratchings in the City Weekly. CityWeekly.net would be there. Bill is also a podcaster. The podcast is TV Tan, which is about TV and getting tan. And it's about Valley Tan, too, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Bill is a musician. He's in a band called Magnaveda. Magnaveda. I've said it 100 times, and now I can't say it all.
It's fine. It's
Magnavega.
Yes.
Magnavega. Yeah. Anyway.
We picked the wrong name.
Yeah, it is. Where do you find all Bill Frost stuff?
At BillFrost.tv.
Okay.
A little slower week than last week. On tomorrow, Andor, Season 2.
Yes.
We've been waiting a couple of years for this.
Yes. They're going to be dropping 3 episodes
a week. Throughout a month.
And each drop.
Which is a weird schedule.
Well, this is how they're doing it. It's 3 episodes equals 1 year in the timeline.
All right.
The show starts 4 years before the Death Star's blown up.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So there you go.
Yeah. This is the Rogue One prequel. Yeah, and I like it a lot. Diego Luna.
Mm-hmm.
You good looking.
Good looking, and a good show.
Yes.
It's my favorite Star Wars right now.
On Wednesday, I like a movie that spells it all out in the title, Bullet Train Explosion on Netflix.
Okay.
I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a remake of the 1975 Japanese action thriller called The Bullet Train, and this is basically speed on a train. If the train drops below 100 kilometers per hour, it's going to blow up.
Yep. Now, wait a minute. The title is not correct.
Okay, we're trying to keep the explosion out of it. We're trying to prevent the explosion.
Yeah, because it's not going to explode ultimately.
Yeah, that could be considered a spoiler.
Yeah. So they shouldn't call it bullet. It should just something else. But
you got to run out of track eventually, right?
Yeah.
What was that runaway train? What was it called? Unstoppable?
I think so, yeah.
They stopped it.
Yeah. I was thinking of Silver Streak.
Oh, that's a different one.
Richard Pryor? Yeah.
And it wasn't a streak.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And on Thursday, a new show from Amy Sherman Palladino, who did the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and the Gilmore Girls. You might remember a show from 2012 called Bunheads, where it's about young ballet dancers.
I remember hearing about it.
It only lasted one season.
Oh, okay.
And she's going back to the world of dance. We're going into the world of professional dance with a new show called Étoile. It's French for the principal dancer of a company.
Was this a good idea to name it this?
No, they should have called it
foreign word.
more,
Yeah,
more-
exactly.
They should have called it Bullet Train Explosion.
Yes.
Bullet Train's Dance Explosion.
Yeah.
And so it's about a New York and a Paris companies doing an exchange program to keep the New York company from going out of business. Yeah, it's a comedy.
Is it you say it's Étoile, like E-T-O-I?
Étoile. I even wrote out a pronunciation for myself.
Spell it?
E-T-O-I-L-E.
Étoile.
Yeah.
Étoile.
Or étoile.
But yeah, for us Americans,
okay,
that was not a
That
good
was
idea.
not a good idea.
It's almost as bad as Magda Vega. Also on Thursday, You final season on Netflix. Penn Badgley, the kind of stalker series that a lot of people seem to like for some reason. Yeah. He's creepy.
I couldn't do it.
I tried it. Nope.
I think my wife, I don't know if she still watches it, but she watched a lot of it.
And Friday, Tom Hardy is in a new movie on Netflix called Havoc. He plays a detective who is attempting to unravel a criminal conspiracy. Also in here, Timothy Oliphant and Louise Guzman.
Wow. Detective John Havoc?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure. That would be great, though.
That one. Yeah.
And we're going all the way to Sunday, a couple of new CNN shows because CNN can't do news anymore. The failing CNN. New series, Eva Longoria, Searching for Spain.
Oh, she's not in Mexico anymore.
Searching for Spain. Basically, it's a chance for Eva Longoria to travel all over Spain and eat good food.
And look pretty.
I like, how do you score a show like that?
You got to be friends with Stanley Tucci.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also another new show right after it on CNN called My Happy Place follows 6 different hosts who have special places in their hearts, places they consider their sanctuaries, like visiting the Scottish Highlands with Alan Cumming.
Okay.
Or going to Bali with Taraji P. Henson.
Oh.
Or hanging out in Austin, Texas with Questlove.
Wow.
Or going to Mykonos with Billy Porter.
Okay,
or,
those sound... I'd watch those.
Or going to Louisiana with Octavia Spencer. Or Bangkok with Simu Liu. That's all the episodes. It starts off with the Alan Cumming one.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And that's it for the new stuff. But if you haven't started Your Friends and Neighbors yet on Apple TV, check it out. John Hamm, really good.
I have it written down. But...
Also, Amanda Peet and Olivia Munn are also very good in this. John Hamm plays a recently fired and divorced hedge fund manager who wants to maintain his rich lifestyle in the suburbs, and he knows a lot of my rich neighbors they're not home during the day or sometimes during the night. Just borrow some stuff; they'll never know it's gone, and pawn it or sell it.
I can see this.
Sure, why not? I mean, I've been hesitant to step into it, but your recommendation, sure.
John Hamm is great in it. Also, the new season of Hacks.
Oh, yes. I need to jump back into that as well.
Yeah, I started watching that. Pretty good.
Yeah. They're starting the talk show that she's been trying to get
like
forever.
The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
So we thought we would start Severance Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched the first episode and went, I don't remember any of this.
Did they include the extensive before?
Even the previously on didn't
Still
help.
Not enough.
Didn't help. And so we went back and binged season 1.
Okay, that's a lot. It's kind of stressful.
It is. And now we're caught up, and now we'll start season.
It's even difficult. Like we watched it on a weekly basis. It's just difficult to remember from week to week. Wait a minute, because so many things happen.
Well, that's why we purposely let it stack up.
Yeah.
But after that, we went, okay, we got to go back and because it was 3 years,
it's
2 or 3 years,
a densely plotted show.
Yeah. A lot happens.
I did finally finish that movie, The Electric State, with Millie Bobby Brown. It's like they had me in the first 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, love this idea.
It's a great idea.
Great idea. And then Chris Pratt shows up.
Is that the one with the robots?
Yes. Yeah. And then Chris Pratt shows up doing his Han Solo cosplay.
Exactly.
And it's like, nope.
I'm out.
Yeah. So somebody should make a good version of that.
The book.
Okay. Or read a book. Yeah.
The book is probably the way to go.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
Yes.
And Saturday Night Live, do we have?
Not this week, no.
Not this week.
No.
Okay.
Was there just one with John Hamm and Lizzo?
A couple weeks ago.
No, I don't watch the show very often. I saw that somebody talking about critic talking about what a flop it was.
No, it was actually very funny.
Good, yeah.
Compared to the week before?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. And Lizzo kicked ass.
Yes.
Yeah, and see, this is exactly the opposite of what I was reading.
Yeah.
That she was just lackluster.
Oh, no, she kicked ass.
Nobody cared. And
she was great. Yeah,
it's a matter of opinion, apparently.
Yeah, it certainly is.
The week before Saturday Night Live was terrible. Which is unfortunate, because I like the actress. She won the Academy Award.
Mikey Madison.
Mikey Madison. I like her. They
There-
didn't give her anything to work with.
That's it for Bill Frost. He's out of here now. BillFrost.tv.
Yes.
That's where you'll find it.
Thank you very much. Traffic, Gina, please.
A friend of the program says head-on crash Cougar Lane, 54 South in Kearns. I haven't seen any confirmation of that on UDOT, but maybe you are also seeing that or can help me out with a little more detail on that. 33986. Crash westbound 21st Street at the I-15 ramps in Ogden. Vehicle off in the grass on the right shoulder. And looks like that's about it. Like I said, if you see something, share it with us. 33986. Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music and adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Salt Lake's coolest venues. Check out Butcher Brown this Wednesday, April 23rd at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. Beat Gina, easy to play, easy to win. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. And if you play the game, you'll win what?
Tickets to see the Struts September 22nd at the Depot.
That'll be a good show. Tickets to see the Struts. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Line up to play Beat Gina. We'll play after these messages. And
even rebels like to play this game. It's Beat Gina. I'm Johnny Ola, the Beat Gina booth announcer, and it's time to play the game. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Okay.
Peck's Tuna Paste. You'll love it at first taste. The tuna's on from the deep blue waters of the Tasman Sea. Fishermen haul the big bluefin fish aboard to bring you a wonderful new taste sensation. This is tuna at its finest. A flavor different to any you've ever tasted. In an easy, spreading, tasty paste. Blended as only Peck's can do it. Peck's Tuna Paste is the something different that you want for family lunches. A surprise flavor to delight your guests. A new experience in good eating that you'll really, really enjoy. Your grocer can get Peck's Tuna Paste for you now. Taste the full, delicious flavor of Peck's Tuna Paste. Buy a jar on your next shopping trip. Spread it on sandwiches, on savory biscuits, or use it to make a mouth-watering savory dish. Peck's Tuna Paste, by the same people who brought you Anchovette.
Sounds equally horrible.
And now, he's the surprise flavor that something different brings something different to every show.
I'm an anchovette.
Yes. Your anchovette, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
The randomizer has picked your contestant. Tim is here to play. Tim, are you there?
I am. Thanks, Kerry.
All right, Tim, let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage. Call it heads or tails.
We'll go tails.
All right, let's see what happened. That blew up into the light. Tails. Gina Barbera.
Tim, you're one step closer to winning these tickets to see Neon Trees and All-American Rejects at the Utah State Fair Friday, September 13th.
All right, Tim, because you won the toss, you go first. That gives you the advantage. First question is for you to answer exclusively. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer that point and steal it away from you. We'll go back and forth until one of you gets 3 points. It's looking good for you right now, Tim, but if Gina manages to beat you, what are you prepared to do in her name?
Yeah, Kerry, I'd love to give her son an A in my class, but he already has one, so I'm going to make a donation to the Youth Futures if I lose.
Tim, that was very sly.
Yes.
Very sly.
Very. All right, Tim.
I'd love to give him an A, but he already
love
has
that.
one.
Thank you.
Well. All right. Tim, first question for you, because on this day, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was released in 1989. It's all based on that film. Tim, who recommended River Phoenix to play teenage Indy, having worked with him before? Was it 1, B. Arthur? Was it 2, Tilda Swinton? I mean, because she's
do anything.
3, Harrison Ford, or 4, Will Wheaton?
Oh, gosh, number 3.
Harrison Ford? Correct, yes.
Yeah.
1 point
Worked
for
with him
you,
on
Tim.
Mosquito Coast.
That's right.
There you are, Tim. So far, it's an A for you.
Yes.
Now let's go to Gina.
Yes, thank you.
Gina, the 4 horses used in the final scenes outside of the temple.
Okay.
Horsey question
Yes.
for you. They were loaned to the movie personally by who? Was it 1, the NFL team, the California Atoms? 2, architect Wilbur Post? 3, Sean Connery, who has a large stable of horses? Or 4, King Hussein of Jordan?
You don't know.
I made this one kind of tough.
I know they were in Jordan, so I'm going King Hussein of Jordan.
King Hussein of Jordan.
There you are. 1-1. Back to Tim.
Tim?
Tim, you see where her son gets his smarts. From the old lady.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Let's see. All right, Tim. When Donovan's wife comes into the study to tell him he's neglecting his guests, what song can be heard playing on the piano in the background?
That is a very specific question.
Very specific, but when you get the answer, you'll understand why. Is it 1, the Imperial March, Darth Vader's theme from Star Wars? 2, Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2 by Franz Liszt? 3, Great Big Gobs of Greasy Grimy Gopher Guts? Or 4, the Benny Hill theme, Yakety Sax?
She's the only one that it's got to be 2.
Hungarian Rhapsody?
No.
Trick.
Oh, come on.
It's the Imperial Death March?
Because the actor who played Donovan played...
Come on with the Nazis.
No, the actor who played Donovan played General Veers in
so
The
it's
Empire Strikes
a little
Back.
Joke. It's
So
a little
inside joke.
It's a wink and a nod. There you go.
All right. Now it's 2-1. 2-1. I'm sorry, Tim. Gina controls the question. She could just... Of course, Gina, you want your son to continue to get that A,
I
don't
do,
you?
because today's the last day of school. He could take it back.
That's true.
All right. This is Gina's question.
Gina?
Okay.
What strange occurrence happened while filming the entire Zeppelin sequence?
Okay.
No ticket, that whole thing. Was it 1, they had to reshoot the entire scene the next day because the camera was empty, no film? Was it 2, Sean Connery and Harrison Ford wore no pants during the shooting? Was it 3?
I'm just picturing that. That's pretty good.
Was it 3, the Zeppelin was filled with helium? You left just when you were becoming interesting. Or 4, Sean Connery's wife visited the set and wanted to have the last word. Bang, zoom.
I know it sounds like a joke, but it was really hot, and they shot it with no pants.
No pants, no pants, no pants, no pants.
And
no pants.
Gina wins the game.
There you go.
Tim, please
Tim, I'm
go easy
sorry.
on the kid, though. Will
No,
you?
I mean, I don't want you taking his.
Absolutely.
I don't want you taking his A away. I normally don't do this.
No, normally this doesn't happen, Tim.
But special for you, Mr. Saran. We're going to give you these tickets anyway to see Neon Trees and All American Rejects at the Utah State Fair Friday, September 13th.
All right.
Hang on the line.
Good enough. Listen, I've got to go, but let me just leave you with this. Remember, all that glitters is not gold, although sometimes it is.
Because on this day, happy 66th birthday to Robert Smith.
Happy birthday, Bob.
Of The Cure.
Bob? Nobody calls him Bob. Does anybody call him Bob?
I bet they do.
His wife, maybe? I don't know.
Bob, take out the trash.
We got Beat Gina here and Struts tickets, and nobody called.
Wouldn't somebody like to win Struts
You
tickets?
would think.
I would think so.
They're coming to the Depot on September 22nd. So you have time to get a babysitter.
877-602-9696. That's the number. Call, winner.
Listen, don't feel bad that Gina is, not feeling well.
You can take advantage of me in my weakened state.
Exactly. 877-602-9696 is
She's
the number to
vulnerable.
call.
She's vulnerable.
To play Beat Gina.
Well, let the winning begin with a brand new edition of Beat Gina. I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny O, and I'm here to tell you that you'll get such good things in new Dinty Moore beef stew. Lean beef, tender young carrots, firm white potatoes, all in a well-seasoned, beef-rich gravy.
Ooh.
That's what the Hormel folks give you in Dinty Moore beef stew.
Yum.
That's why it's America's favorite. Why don't you try this wonderful, easy way to give your family a meat and vegetable main dish? There's plenty of everything in the big 1.5-pound can. Dinty Moore beef stew. Even better now in the new picture can with a colorful picture of the stew right on the can.
So you know what it is.
That's exactly right. And now, speaking of everything in one package, he's here, your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Professional game show announcer. All right, it looks like we got Matt stepping up to play Beat Gina. Matt, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Matt, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game if you call it correctly. Heads or tails, Matt?
Tails.
All right. It is tails, which means Matt goes first. That first question is for you to answer on your own, Matt.
I don't get a handicap because I'm handicapped? I don't know. We're not.
No.
All right.
Multiple choice pop culture trivia. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer the question correctly, stealing your point away, Matt, and we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Potpourri today. I have a bunch of leftover questions from weeks past. So let's get rid of all these Debbie Reynolds trivia.
Oh, yes.
Questions.
You have leftover Debbie
I have
Reynolds?
leftover Debbie Reynolds
Okay.
trivia questions.
Carrie Fisher's mom?
Yes. All right. So, Matt, first question for you. What was Debbie Reynolds' personal favorite movie that she ever did? Was it 1, An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake and I Think I Believe It? Is it 2, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas? Is it 3, Singin' in the Rain? Or 4, The Unsinkable Molly Brown?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Singing in the Rain. I got to go with Singing in
You
the
think
Rain.
Singing in the Rain?
Yeah, that would have been, that's a good guess.
Not correct, sorry.
I'm singing in the rain.
She's all about the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Unsinkable Molly Brown is correct.
1-0.
man.
Sorry, Matt. Now Gina controls the question. She's going to go up 2-0.
Could be. Gina, in 1992, she bought the Clarion Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas.
Did she?
And renamed it what before declaring bankruptcy?
Okay.
Is it 1, Debbie Reynolds Hollywood Hotel? Is it 2, Debbie Reynolds Last Resort? Was it 3, Trump Taj Mahal, 5th time's the charm? Or 4, Sunrise Fields Addiction Recovery Center and Casino?
I will go with Debbie Reynolds Hollywood Hotel.
Correct.
Yeah, it's 2 points.
All right.
Matt, you have no points, so this is your chance to get into the game.
Matt, here we go.
Oh, man.
What is Debbie Reynolds' real name? Is it 1, Alan? Is it 2, Buttercup Moonbeam Reynolds? Is it 3, Mary Frances Reynolds? Or 4, Claire Annette Reynolds?
Oh, man. Can you repeat number 2 again?
Number 2, Buttercup Moonbeam Reynolds?
I'm going to go with the Marie, not the Claire, the Marie Frances.
Mary Frances Reynolds? That is correct.
Yes. That's a point for you, Matt. Good. You're still in the game.
Yes.
Small victories.
Small victories. All right. Here we go. Jungle Book trivia.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. Shere Khan and Mowgli eventually faced off in a fight. How was Shere Khan defeated? Was it 1, Mowgli tied a branch with fire to Shere Khan's tail? Was it 2, Mowgli made Shere Khan chase him and the tiger fell into a pit trap? Was it 3, slipped laxative into Shere Khan's smoothie? Or 4, the people's elbow?
It was fire.
Fire.
And
correct.
Gina, I'm sorry, man, wins the game. That's the way it goes. I know.
But, you know,
Got
in my weekend state, you could probably just snatch these Struts tickets out of my hand, and I wouldn't be able to stop you.
You're too weak to go to the show anyway, right?
That's
Gina?
true. That's true.
You get the Struts tickets, Matt.
Hang on the line, Matt. We'll tell you how to get them.
Well, Mrs. Zola just called. Oh. She's opened up a big fat can of Dinty Moore beef stew.
Oh, lucky
so I'm
you.
headed home right now.
Lucky you.
And going home for chow.
All right. Big boy news now, brought to you by...
2 epic shows, 1 mind-blowing experience. Laser AC/DC rock legends brought to life in lasers. Laser Taylor Swift Volume 2, bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Now playing only in the Hanson Dome Theater. Not pre-sale tickets. This has been for sale forever. It's just there. Buy tickets and go see it. ClarkPlanetarium.org.
Oh, Johnny and Mrs. Zola really seem to be in love, don't they?
They do. They seem to.
Oh, because he just let me know. He's sharing the beef stew with all the little Olas as well.
Oh, isn't that nice of him?
Yeah. So this is sickening. Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley.
No.
In an Instagram post posted on Sunday on Easter, Elizabeth Hurley and Billy Ray Cyrus posed for a photo together as they celebrated Easter during a visit to a farm. Billy Ray can be seen kissing Hurley on the side of her face as they both lean against a picket fence.
Ew.
Happy Easter. Hurley captioned the photo with a heart. The pair, dressed in casual farm-ready style for the outing. Hurley wore a blue and white plaid flannel shirt, jeans, and a straw hat. Billy Ray sported a denim shirt and black and red striped pants, along with a pair of green bunny ears in a playful nod to Easter.
I don't know who this says more about.
They're both crazy.
She could do so much better.
Well, I don't know. She's...
But they're together. They're both gross.
Anyway, moving on. Former White House Chief of Staff and Republican Party Chair Reince Priebus waved off a Republican senator's concerns about threats from Donald Trump supporters as a consequence of disagreeing with the popular president. Priebus was interviewed on ABC's This Week, responded to recent comments from Lisa Murkowski. She's a centrist Republican from Alaska. She's broken with the president on the floor of Congress numerous times. Mm-hmm. Murkowski, in a discussion with local business and nonprofit leaders in Alaska, was reported by the Anchorage Daily News as feeling, quote, retaliation, presumably from Donald Trump supporters, over speaking out about the sweeping cuts to federal agencies being pursued by the White House DOGE initiative. Quote, we are all afraid, Murkowski said. It's quite a statement, but we are in a time and a place where I certainly have not been here before. And I'll tell you, I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice because retaliation is real, and that's not right. Murkowski spoke about violent threats she has received after various instances of breaking with the Republican mainstream to oppose Trump or his administration. Trump's White House Chief of Staff, now an ABC News contributor, former White House Chief of Staff, that's Priebus, said such retaliation is the consequence of having a different opinion of a very popular president. So he's like condoning it. The news... But Murkowski was probably not speaking merely of political retaliation in the form of primary challenge. She recently said she doesn't. I'm not worried about a primary challenge.
No, I'm sure it's physical threats.
Yeah, she said on my Facebook page, I've had violent threats because I voted against the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh. Mm-hmm. People threatened to rape me and kill me. Joni Ernst received so many threats and attacks, threatening her, saying that they would primary her all the way through to threats against her own security. So that's what they're... And they're also afraid because they're hearing from people like the Grand County Commission here in Utah. The commission is urging Utah's congressional delegation, please evaluate the possible closure of 3 federal offices here in Moab, warning that the move will jeopardize public safety, land management, and the region's tourism-based economy. The appeal follows a sweeping cost-cutting initiative that the Doge has proposed, reducing the government's leased office footprint nationwide. And in Moab, the county commission says that, and they had a 6-0 vote, and they're conservative people, but they said, please, if you close these federal offices here in Moab, we will suffer greatly. These office house employees who provide directly to the safety of our community and provide critical services for our public lands that drive our tourism economy, we strongly urge you to seriously evaluate these closures and the impacts that these closures will have on the general safety of our visitors, our community, coupled with the economic impacts on our tourism-based economy. And Lisa Murkowski has talked about that, about the scores of federal employees who've come to her and said, we've been loyal and productive government federal workers for years.
No, you're the deep state.
And we're losing our jobs. Kelly Pearson, Governor Spencer Cox's pick to lead the Utah Department of Agriculture and Food. Cox announced that he had tapped Pearson to be the commissioner. On Wednesday, Pearson has served as UDAF's deputy commissioner since 2019 and interim commissioner of the department since the prior commissioner retired earlier this year. But a 2020 state audit found that Mr. Pearson may have unfairly influenced the selection process for companies to get medical marijuana growing licenses while deputy commissioner at the UDAF, and that he misused a state-owned vehicle. Before that, as county administrator for San Juan County, a Salt Lake Tribune investigation found that Pearson cost the county over $100,000 due to erroneous invoice approval. Kelly Pearson has been a steady, trusted leader at UDF for years, and I'm grateful he's willing to take on this new role, Cox said. He understands the needs of our agriculture communities and has the experience and vision to help Utah's agriculture industry continue to grow and adapt. The governor's office did not respond to emails and calls requesting comment about Pearson's history from the Salt Lake Tribune.
It's all right, Spencer. I'm sure you won't regret anything in a few years.
You know that Northrop Grumman building that blew up?
Mm-hmm.
They're up in northern Utah. They're now shedding the light on what happened. The company said the building that was destroyed was used to produce an ingredient in solid rocket motor repellent.
So stuff that
propellant.
explodes.
Yeah. And is one of the many, he says, one of the many in our production network. They added that no solid rocket motors were destroyed or damaged in the blast. Early Wednesday, the explosion rocked the area near Promontory, with residents nearby saying the blast shook their homes. That was probably pretty far away. I don't think there are a lot of homes in that area. The incident will not affect progress on any Northrop Grumman programs, operations, or solid rocket motor production, the company said. Nobody was injured, but the building was pretty much totally destroyed. Thousands of Utah protesters on Saturday, an estimated at least 2,000, probably more, demonstrators gathered at the state capitol. They were there to advocate for the continuously guaranteed right to due process and demand Donald Trump and his administration be held accountable for not upholding that guarantee, an ongoing issue for the executive branch this term. Saturday's protest came just hours after the Supreme Court of the United States ordered Trump to stop deportations to an El Salvador prison that has historically been rife with human rights violations after the president ignored a previous ruling in his favor that allowed for the deportations to continue as long as each person was afforded their Fifth Amendment rights to due process, which the Trump administration has failed to do. How about Utahns? Do we support Donald Trump? Well, a majority of Utahns seem to, but that support may be waning. Also, a majority of Utahns support a new state law banning the display of most flags by public school teachers and government entities. The law, known as House Bill 77, Flag Display Amendments, prohibits municipal or state buildings as well as public school buildings acting within their official duties from placing a flag in a prominent location on government property unless the flag is one of a dozen exceptions. Permitted flags include unaltered official country, state, municipal, military, tribal, and school flags. The restriction on all other flags does not apply to historic versions of those flags, depictions of flags, including lapel pins and signs, or flags temporarily displayed by an organization authorized to use public schools. But the legislature was aligned with an overwhelming majority of Utahns on this particular issue, said
Really?
Jason Perry. Most of them, according to the polling, agree with
So the
that.
propaganda has worked? Is that what?
Apparently. This is really cool. I haven't seen it in person. Cosmo the Dinosaur by local artist Garth Franklin, sitting at the corner of 5th West and 7th South in Salt Lake, down in the Granary District.
Oh.
The artist, Mr. Franklin, hopes that Cosmo will
there
become
it
a
is.
mascot and anchor of the city's Granary District, like the 9th and 9th whale has become to the east. Cosmo is a 20-foot-long steel structure, a Cosmoceratops, a plant-eating dinosaur discovered in the Grand Staircase Escalante Monument. He's the creation of Garth Franklin.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool looking, isn't he? Cosmo is not the only thing that this artist has created.
there's
The
a
Troll.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the Troll.
Yeah.
I've not seen this one.
Yeah, this is fairly new. Giant wood troll sits on old unused railroad tracks at 4th West and 7th South. This troll is really cool as well. I don't know if we have a picture of that, but he's huge, and he sits right in the middle of the railroad tracks. And he's made of wood, and it's just a really great thing. And this dinosaur is very cool too.
There you go.
And, all right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
So did you guys on Friday talk about the Miller family buying?
I think yes, we did. Didn't it happen just as we were leaving?
And I'll just mention again that the Miller family bought Real Salt Lake and the Utah Royals, and they have big plans to enhance your viewing experience.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it this morning too with Amy.
And over the weekend, Real lost and the Royals won. We've got NBA and NHL playoffs going on right now. Yesterday, the Cavaliers over the Heat, the Warriors over the Rockets, Celtics over the Magic, and Thunder, as we talked about, just running all over the Grizzlies, 131-80. Today at 5:30, you've got the Pistons and the Knicks, and the Clippers and the Nuggets at 8. In the NHL today, you've got the Canadiens and the Capitals at 5, Blues and Jets at 5:30, and Avalanche and Stars at 7:30. That's your sports. Weather. Well, that slight chance of showers has gone away, and the sun has come out, and it's just lovely. 63 for a high today. Overnight low 42, a little bit warmer tomorrow, and then another round of showers looks like could come in Tuesday night into Wednesday, but we warm up even more. We have a few days, it looks like, in the low 70s. Traffic, let me refresh this quickly. We've had a pretty good morning with not much going on. Crash northbound SR 108, that's 20th West in Davis County, 800 North. Stalled vehicle westbound 80 off ramp, 7th East, milepost 125. And somebody says just past that Cougar Lane crash, it's on 54 South, left lane to turn onto Cougar Lane, slowing down traffic. It's being cleared up now. Thank you, Infiniteam. A couple of you texted in about that. Teacher Emily says traffic lights out 13th East, 21st South. A couple of you actually sending that one. And thank you so much, Infiniteam, for letting us know what you're seeing out there. 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back after these with a little bit of geek news for you. I got some trailers for you to watch and some news from the Star Wars celebration. And coming up just after 9 o'clock, it's the Boner Recap Game. Stand by.
Gina, but before we begin our program, I'm Johnny Ola with this word.
Okay.
Even if you brushed in a rush, Brisk Fluoride Toothpaste starts instant action against tooth decay. Brisk, B-R-I-S-K. Brisk. When you're late and in a rush, do you clean your teeth or do you really rush? Or do you just brush in a rush? Brisk helps protect you from decay. Starts instant action right away, even if you brush in a rush. Brisk Fluoride Toothpaste. Brisk helps strengthen tooth enamel on contact. instantly destroys bacteria that causes mouth odor and decay. So even if you brush in a rush, use Brisk Fluoride Toothpaste.
Thank you.
And now, here's a man who is about to briskly host this Beat Gina game show. Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Yola.
You're
And
welcome.
he helps with tooth decay, too.
Well, yes.
Oh, how about that? Professional game show announcer Johnny Yola, everybody. All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Mike today. Mike, are you there?
Mike?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
All right, Mike, here we go.
Woo!
We're going to toss a
Oh, my
coin.
God.
We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game. If you call it correctly, you tell me heads or tails.
All right, I choose tails.
Tails.
Oh, he went back and forth.
And it is tails.
Oh, you knew.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Mike, we don't like our contestants to be overly excited.
Okay, I'm trying
Mike,
to calm down.
Mike, you won the toss, which means you go first. This first question is for you to answer on your own exclusively with no interference. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If you get it correct, you get the point. But if not, I'll allow Gina to answer the question correctly, and she will. Yeah, she will steal your point away, more than likely. And we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right, it's Wizard of Oz trivia because on this day it was released or something. I don't have
something like that.
There's a reason.
There's a reason for it. Because reasons. All right. First question is for Mike. Mike.
Yes.
The Flying Monkeys in The Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. Did you know they had names?
Individual names?
They have names.
Individual names?
Yes.
I did not know that.
What is the name of the leader of the winged monkeys, the head winged monkey? Is it 1, Elon? Is it 2, Nico? Is it 3, Vivek? Or 4, Hannity?
Oh, my gosh. Number 1.
Elon? Well, no.
No,
Actually, no.
Oh.
No.
That would have been nice, but no.
It must be Nico.
Nico is correct.
Yes, there's a point for you.
And I have a foreman named Nico.
He has a foreman named.
Well, you should have went with your instinct.
Try to remain calm, Mike.
All right.
Okay.
That's one. That's 1 point for Gina, and Gina controls the question.
Gina.
Yes.
The gray circle and zigzag pattern interrupting the yellow brick road outside the main entrance of Emerald City
Okay.
does what? It's a pattern on the road outside of Emerald City.
Okay.
It does what? Is it 1, spells out Oz?
Okay.
2, is a giant compass like on a map, north, south, east, and west?
Okay.
Is it 3, spells out the word coma? Or 4, contains the lyrics to The Great Gig in the Sky from Dark Side of the Moon?
I think it's Oz.
Spells out Oz, yes.
Well, it's 2-0. It's your turn, Mike. Try to get in the game now.
Mike?
Okay, sorry.
It's all right. Mike, the scarecrow face makeup that Ray Bolger wore consisted in part of a rubber prosthetic with a woven pattern to suggest burlap cloth. By the time the film was finished, what had the prosthetic done to his face? After many days and days of wearing the prosthetic, what did it do to his face? Was it 1, caused a rash that never went away? Was it 2, permanently stained his skin so that he was typecast in scarecrow roles for the rest of his career, although he did excellent work in the movies Citizen Crow, Butch Cassidy and the Scarecrow Kid, Bob and Carol and Scarecrow and Alice.
Yes, that was a good one.
And Reservoir Scarecrows. They were all good. Was it 3, caused him to be mistaken for Walt Disney? Gina?
Satisfying all of your gift needs since 1982, located in the heart of Trolley Square, it's Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
Indeed. Okay. This dropped over the weekend. We got another trailer for the Fantastic Four.
Huh.
Now, what have we been missing in previous trailers?
I don't know.
Seeing them use their powers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we've seen the Human Torch, but we haven't seen really
Mr. Stretchy Man.
Mr. Stretchy Man be stretchy. We finally get to see him be stretchy, but then there's a big payoff at the end.
Well, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
This car?
Our city, our planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls. And while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
So in this universe, they're celebrities.
How's that sauce looking?
And they live in this stylized 1961 looking, 1960s appearance.
What do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles ever.
We can do this. Nothing's going to change.
Now, that's something that they're changing quite a bit in that Reed and Sue didn't have kids for many, many years. But we're starting off right away.
With a family.
With a family.
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
We get a look at the Silver Surfer finally. And
Julia Garner?
Yep.
It's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space. And they hurt.
Who owns the Fantastic Four? Is that a Marvel?
That's Marvel, yeah.
It is a Marvel?
I don't know.
But what we think will happen, because this does not look like any New York City that we know, we think this is a different universe.
Together.
And that somehow in the next movie they'll get sucked into our universe.
As a family.
Because they need to be there for Doomsday.
Yeah, of course.
But the payoff,
Has to be us.
the payoff we get at the end is Galactus walking through the streets of New York like Godzilla.
Galactus?
Galactus the Planet Eater.
I know, but who is it?
Oh, the actor?
We will protect you.
It's Ralph Ineson.
You know.
Yeah, you know, Ralph Ineson.
I don't.
He's British. You know, you wouldn't know him, but this was the fun. Yep. There you go. Walking right through the streets of New York.
This planet is just an appetizer.
That's all it is.
Just an appetizer.
Your planet has been marked for death, to be eaten by Galactus. He hungers. All right. Another trailer that we got for another Marvel project. This one opening up in a couple of weeks. It's the final trailer for Thunderbolts.
Lena, being a hero, there is no higher calling. Your sister understood something about that.
I should have come back for you. No. That's just a fairy tale.
Now, they're letting us know in this movie that the Sentry is a character and that he is all-powerful. And also, they released a making-of footage.
We can be the ones that are coming.
To let you know that...
Look, you have the wrong people. We have all done bad things.
I forgot the actress's name already.
Florence Pugh?
Florence Pugh actually stepped off the top of a building. Against the insurance companies and Disney's wishes, she insisted that I want to do this stunt. So they released that footage.
I am a void. Look what you unleashed. You can't outrun the emptiness.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
You all have things that we regret.
But I have so many.
So that opens May 2nd, and I will be there.
Of course.
Another trailer that we got is Twisted Metal Season 2.
Calypso.
Now, this is based on the game, of course, and it looks like Season 2 is going to be more like the game.
Just it's building tension.
In that Calypso runs this big race. And if you, it's a demolition derby tournament, and if you win, you get a single wish, your heart's greatest desire granted.
This is not in theaters, right?
No, this is on Peacock.
Yeah, I think I watched a bit of the first one.
The only problem is that 16 other drivers have wishes of their own. So it's too bad not all of them will survive.
No, of course not.
Is what they're saying. So Twisted Metal Season 2, that starts in July. Yeah, July 31st is when that starts. Star Wars Celebration was held in Japan this year. Now, what that is it is just Star Wars. It is put on by Lucasfilm every other year. It's a big convention, and that's where they do their presentations. Well, we got to look at the next Star Wars movie, which is The Mandalorian and Grogu. And they're not releasing footage online, although if you were there at the right time, at the right place, you could see some bootleg footage that they showed. And it's action-heavy stuff. It just looks great. It looks like they're going for the laughs and for the action. And you also get to see Sigourney Weaver in an X-Wing pilot's costume.
Oh, okay.
Which was worth the price of admission right there. That'll be May 22nd, 2026. It looks great. Also, they announced that Hayden Christensen was returning as Anakin Skywalker for Ahsoka Season 2, and that they're going to start shooting right now, actually.
How's he holding up?
Holding up fine.
I mean, hasn't he had some problems?
No, that was, you're thinking of Jake Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
Little kid version of Anakin.
Yeah.
He had some problems.
Yeah.
But one of the things they do at comic book conventions is celebrities are there and you can buy their signatures. Well, but if you're a Star Wars celebrity at a Star Wars convention, you're going to jack the prices up.
Well, sure.
How much do you pay for it?
Well, here we go. Hayden Christensen, his autograph was $208. Rosario Dawson, $181.
It's very specific.
Yeah. A photo op with Diego Luna was around $160. Mads Mikkelsen was there signing autographs as well. Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather have a photo than a signature?
I think I would, yeah.
Because anybody can do a signature, right, Gina?
Yeah. Who do you want? I'll do it.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Another announcement that they made there is, because Sean Levy, who did Deadpool, and Ryan Gosling have been saying, we want to do a Star Wars.
Well, I was going to ask you about this.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
All they announced was, we're going to do a Star Wars movie,
okay,
and it's going to be called Starfighter.
But that's all we know about it?
Well, I did some digging on Starfighter. There was a 2001 computer game of the same name. But what they're saying is that this takes place before The Phantom Menace, which is not what the game did.
And this has nothing to do with the last Starfighter, which is another...
No, that's a different thing altogether.
Okay, that's what I was confused.
Also, I know you were clamoring for it, but a Darth Maul animated series is coming to Disney+.
Mm-hmm, sure was.
Yeah, everybody wanted that. And finally this, back to Marvel stuff. Avengers Doomsday. Remember that trailer with the director's chairs with their names on it?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the names was Channing Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Remember
Gambit.
He played Gambit.
Channing Tatum?
Yeah. And so they asked him about the chair thing. He said, well, you're going to be Gambit in this movie, right? Here's what he said. Personally, all I was guaranteed was a chair. They said that I have a chair, and I can at least watch the movie from the chair.
He's not saying.
And it was just my name. It wasn't exactly Gambit. It's just my name. So I work in the world of just like yes or no, and I've been guaranteed so far I have a chair to watch the movie in, and that's all I'm saying.
No guarantee.
He is not guaranteeing. Meanwhile, Alan Cumming is just spilling everything. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm Nightcrawler. I'm a 60-year-old superhero. It was 23 years ago I did it. Costume
he's
fittings.
old and doesn't care if they get mad at him.
He doesn't care about the Marvel snipers that are hiding around. So yeah, good old Alan Cumming. All right. Traffic jam, please.
Oh, traffic light not working. 13th East, 24 South by Sugar House Park. It's backing up traffic there. Crash eastbound I-80 near the chain-up area in Parley's Canyon. One vehicle's facing backwards on the right. Traffic backed up to the mouth of the canyon. Have an accident in Lehigh, southbound I-15 milepost 281. Crash at the southbound SR 108 junction, 108-127 junction. those numbers don't mean anything to me, but maybe if you're in Davis County, you're like, I know exactly where that is. I hope you do, because it might be affecting your commute this morning. If you see something, you can text us 33986.
All right, thank you. KXRK Provo. We will take a break. We'll play a song. After that song, it's the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you heard, you know the answer. If you didn't hear, I'll bet you could guess it.
Should be simple.
You should be able to guess today.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
Don't take a chance.
No, don't do that.
X96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, April 21. Click on there, and you'll see the answer. Who won the Boner this morning? What is the prize?
We still have those Radio from Hell chicken buckets?
A chicken bucket full of stuff, including a Radio from Hell coffee mug.
The Radio from Hell chicken bucket does not contain actual chicken.
But other things.
It does contain other things, so we'll get that for you. 877-602-9696 is the number. Call. Line up to play the Boner Recap Game after these messages.
So there you go. They did. That's good. All right, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
You went to see the show last night. Cage the Elephant.
Because I refused to sleep. I went out to Cage the Elephant last night over at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, which was great because last time I was there, I was helping Todd Newcomb with the broadcast for Red Hot Chili Peppers, of which I had to leave early to go do my show. I pulled a little strings, was hooked up with some record reps, part of Geek, pros of the job, right?
Yeah.
And it's. I'm not sure if you guys have been to a show in a minute, but it is amazing since 2020, just seeing amphitheaters packed with people.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Concerts are back,
Yeah.
and it feels so good. The thing that surprised me the most is I felt old for the first time at a show ever.
This is new to you?
Very young crowd?
Yeah. I've been listening to KG Elephant since 2011, my high school days.
Mhm.
And yeah, Katie's pointing. She gets it. And when I went to the show last night, more than half the crowd was easily under 20 years old.
Really?
And I haven't seen that many youth at a big amphitheater show, I think, ever.
Really?
Yeah. But my God, KG Elephant put on a hell of a show. Young the Giant opened. I've been sleeping on Young the Giant.
Oh, really?
I know they're big hits, but man, seeing them live, I was like, oh, this is a desert rock and roll psychedelic band that I didn't know existed. Which is crazy because they were hipster pop rockers back in the day. And I know a bunch of friends of the show made it out. We were giving away tickets. I was actually able to interview the guitarist of KG Elephant this last week before the show and put it up on our website.
Did he talk about the lead singer's troubles?
I did bring that
Mental
up,
problems?
yes. And while he didn't elaborate on necessarily the specifics of his psychosis with the pill that he took, a.k.a. what's the theme of their whole new album, Neon Pill.
Yeah.
He was talking about the inception of the album and putting it together post all of that trauma. And I would tell you about it, but what am I doing when you can go check it out yourself?
Where do we find it?
If you head to x96.com and you type in Nick Davis interviews Cage the Elephant's Brad Schultz.
That's where it is?
It's going to bring you to a page that has an audio link with a play button that you might need to hit a couple of times before it actually plays.
Because we can't make things easy.
And you'll be able to enjoy that. I asked him about their relation to the Borderlands series because Ain't No Rest for the Wicked kind of took off at the same time that game took off, which uses that song in its introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I won't spoil that, but
they're very sharp.
Yeah.
The way they play things. I mean, there's not a lot of mushy music there.
No,
it's very sharp.
Matt Schultz, the singer, and his brother Brad Schultz, who is the guitarist, they are all of the energy on stage. I posted a bunch of videos that I took on our X96 Instagram story If you want to get a few tidbits about the Young the Giant performance and the KG Elephant performance, I got there late. I wasn't able to see Bakar. I know everybody was raving.
Everyone was going on
how
about
great
Bakar,
is,
yeah.
and I've listened to Bakar, and Bakar is amazing, and I'm actually sad that I missed that performance. But yeah, if anybody else made it out to the show, I would love to get their thoughts about it.
Jazzy in the chat room says, I too felt very old.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, they say people are bringing back digital cameras as a retro thing.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My wife got a digital camera for Christmas. They're a lot of fun. I took my digital camera to Kilby.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They make them really cheap and affordable these days, and it's...
Are the pictures still crappy, though?
No, they're incredible. I got a mirrorless camera, which kind of like... And there's just way less stigma with those mirrorless cameras as opposed to taking your phone out like I was doing last night and taking photos and video the entire time.
When I was at the restaurant at Urban Hill, they had this camera that's a Polaroid instant camera, and they were taking pictures of diners. This was my wife's birthday, so they took a picture of us, and it gives you immediately this little tiny photograph.
Oh, so it's not a standard Polaroid size? It's smaller?
Yeah, it's small. It's like I don't know. It's like a 1 inch by 1 inch or 2 inches by 2 inches, something like that. It's very small.
The majority of the weddings I've been to recently have like Polaroid camera booths.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Katie had one at her wedding. Yep, there she is showing off.
Oh, there we go.
One of the photos.
Mm-hmm.
We had one at my wedding. They are expensive. the supplies for those Polaroid cameras.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all the retro stuff that's coming back. I know. I hear cassettes are coming back.
Cassettes?
Cassettes.
What do you play a cassette on these days?
A cassette player.
Well,
yeah.
Who's selling cassette players? Let's back that up.
I assume if they're going to start selling cassettes.
I was reading an article about how cassettes are going to be the next comeback thing, and I'm like, I didn't care for cassettes myself.
They don't have good quality though.
I like them for the size of them, but if something goes wrong with them, it's almost impossible to fix them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a hipster dirtbag. I've been collecting vinyls for years, but you can make the argument that vinyl records have, the better quality or whatever, as opposed to
there's a
digital.
There's a hipster argument to be made there. I suppose.
Still don't see the appeal of cassettes whatsoever.
The thing that's cool about, I'm going to get back into vinyl.
Yeah.
I've decided to buy a new turntable. I'm not going to try to find parts for my old one to save it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy a new one, probably similar to this one that we have here in the studio. But one of my favorite restaurants over here, underneath the bodega, is a place called The Rest. It's underground, and they have a turntable there. And they told me that if when I come in, I can bring any vinyl record I want, and they'll play it while I dine.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
That's kind of cool.
Could you use the vinyl as a plate?
No, you don't want to do.
Nobody died, right? Is this so?
No, it's just an if you know, you know.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Draper.
And Draper.
Just madness. Just one you don't hear very often.
Yeah, you always hear Our House. You don't ever hear that.
Yeah. All right. If you know, you know. All right. Let's see. A boner recap time, I believe.
Indeed. And do we have somebody who would like to win some prizes?
Let's see. It looks like Angie is here.
Oh, Angie, good morning.
Good morning.
Angie, are you ready to win a Radio from Hell chicken bucket? Does not contain actual chicken.
All right. I am.
Okay, Angie. Pretty simple to do. I'll read the boner candidates to you. You tell me which one of the three was the vote getter that won the contest. Did you hear them earlier?
I did not. My husband heard it on his way to take the kids, but I didn't trust him, so I cheated.
Good call.
Didn't trust him. You trust him with your children,
Good
but
call.
not with winning tickets, sir.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
he was right.
All right, Angie, here we go. I'll read the candidates, and then what will Angie win? Oh, it's a Radio from Hell chicken bucket, full of all kinds of things, including a Radio from Hell coffee mug, and I just put in some coasters that we got from Cabin Fever, and they've got various bands on them. All right, here we go. Number one was Gayle King said that there was nothing frivolous about what we did. You know, getting in that Blue Origin capsule and then going up to the edge of space. It was pretty much all frivolous, Gayle, every bit of it. And she tried to compare herself to Alan Shepard, the first man, one of the first men in space. Boner candidate number two, what would those of you who have autistic children in your family, or if you're autistic yourself, what would you like to say to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who said that autistic children, these are kids that will never pay taxes, they'll never hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, most of them will never even use a toilet unassisted. There are many successful people with autism, and he's just an idiot. Boner candidate number three, okay, somebody burned down the governor's house, but it's the governor who has to tone it down. This is Dan Muser, Republican representative in Pennsylvania, talking about Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and the fact that somebody tried to kill him by burning the governor's house, and said he burned it because of Shapiro's the way he's responded to the Hamas and Lebanon and the Israelis, you know, and it's obviously a hate crime, but you know, it's this guy, this representative, is saying, so sort of indicating that maybe Shapiro brought it on himself because he has used all of this very violent rhetoric.
Not just him, but Democrats.
Yeah, Democrats in general. All right, those were the three candidates, Angie. Which one was the winner?
Boner number two.
You're right. And you have won a coveted Radio from Hell chicken bucket. And when you empty the chicken bucket, by the way, it makes a wonderful hat.
Perfect.
All right. Hang on the line, Angie, and Katie will tell you what you need to do to get your chicken bucket.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's chicken bucket.
Yeah.
There's so many nice Pope Francis quotes coming out today. Can I just share this one with you?
Sure.
For a little. I know how you like it when I go all Pollyanna on you, but
a lot of
like most every minute of the day.
A lot of our audience thinks that we don't know that the Pope died.
I mean, we talked a lot about it earlier. We haven't mentioned it in a bit, but this one just came across. It's a quote from Pope Francis. There's only one time that we're allowed to look down upon others. It's when we're offering to help them get back up. Isn't that nice?
That's nice.
That's very nice.
He said things like that all the time.
So he was a good pope.
He went around speaking in aphorisms, pretty much.
Yeah, but you know what? That resonates with people. It's easy to digest.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do that, it's very good. So it's a special talent to be able to speak in kind of.
It says a lot.
Easy to understand.
Yeah, it says a lot in few words.
Mm-hmm.
Nice stuff.
And the memes, of course, are going around of J.D. Vance dressed as the Grim Reaper saying, he didn't say thank you.
Was he dressed okay when they met? Was
yes,
J.D.?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, he was wearing his white shirt and red tie.
But I think my favorite one was, here's a list of things to keep J.D. Vance away from. Couches, popes, trophies.
Yeah, I assume you guys talked about the broken trophy.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody else said, for the love of God, don't let him meet Dolly Parton. Keep him away from
Has he been asking to meet Dolly?
I don't know.
Maybe he is a Grim Reaper.
Doesn't everybody want to meet Dolly Parton?
I don't particularly want to meet Dolly Parton.
No?
No. I mean, if I were
You
offered,
had the opportunity to meet Dolly
if
Parton.
I were offered the opportunity, I'd say, "Oh yeah, okay, sure." But I don't sort of dream of meeting Dolly Parton.
Now, Jane Fonda, yes.
He'd go out of his way to meet Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Yeah. Probably.
You'd like Jane Fonda because she'd put you in your place, and you'd like it.
Yeah, you bet. Jane, please put me in my place.
You'd like it.
Which place would you like to put me in? Point to it.
Wherever it is.
Point to it, and I'll do it. I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody really though that I'm hankering to meet.
Hankering to meet?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, if I were offered the opportunity to meet somebody,
Mhm.
I'd probably. Oh yeah, that'd be nice. I'd like to meet him, but nobody. I'd say, oh, I'd really like to meet somebody.
What about Willie Nelson? If you had the opportunity.
If I had the opportunity, I'd sit down with Willie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's share a drink or a smoke.
You would get along, I think.
Probably. I think probably Willie Nelson gets along with just about everybody.
I would just say to Willie Nelson, the only compliment I would have for him is, because he's heard it all,
Sure.
But I doubt people have come up to him and said, you know what? The episode of Space Ghost Coast to Coast that you were on was the funniest one. I don't think he's heard that.
No?
I'll bet he has not heard
Probably
that.
not.
And I look forward to being the one to say that to him.
I hope you get the chance.
Maybe. Bad Brad, can you do it? Can you introduce me? That's all I'll say to him.
He's
played
supposed
with
to
Willie.
be and Willie's supposed to be coming here.
Supposed to be coming.
Maybe he's scheduled. We'll see.
Scheduled.
Of course, it's like the Pope.
Keep J.D. Vance away from him?
Yeah.
All right. Big boy news coming up after these. Stand by. Did you know you could stream Radio from Hell on the X96 app? So now you don't have the...
Things that are in hot dogs that you probably don't want to know
We
about.
already know.
Well, you may think you know.
We know there's parts in there.
A certain amount of feces and rat hair are
there's
allowed.
more than that. It's more than that.
Is it an official list, I guess, is what we're asking?
Is this a list?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a list. So, you going to play the thing? Or?
Well, I wasn't sure if it was officially a list.
Don't worry about it. It is sort of a list.
I got it.
Okay.
There you go.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
Because hot dogs are so popular, they are practically a staple at barbecues and
Love 'em.
baseball games. Doesn't mean that they're the best thing that you can put in your body.
Oh, dear God, no.
These cylinders of encased meat have a few dirty secrets lurking inside, especially if you're buying the cheapest versions on the market. So it does behoove you, if you're going to buy hot dogs, don't buy the cheapos. Here are some of the things you don't really want to know about hot dogs, but it may help you make better buying decisions when you throw a package in your shopping basket. Your hot dog might have foreign objects in them like, shall we say, glass?
What?
Yes, glass.
There isn't an acceptable level of glass that they'll let in. I don't.
Hot dogs. 38 people have reported to the USDA Food Safety Inspection Service that they found foreign objects in their hot dogs. 38 people is a small number given how many hot dogs are consumed, but remember, those are just the ones who took time to report. Here are some of the items people have found in their Franks, according to a Time magazine article. A piece of rubber band. Tiny, hard, white pieces of plastic. A clump of hair or something rat-like. The tip of a razor blade. Glass shards. Various pieces of metal, wires, a staple, a button, a piece of bone, and what looked like an insect larva. Ugh.
Why are we doing this?
Because you should know about this. Do you eat hot dogs?
No.
Well, then it shouldn't concern you. But for those of you who do,
But think about how many
I have
kids,
yeah.
you know, as you're growing up, and they're just little kids. Sometimes that's all you can get them to eat.
Yeah,
you know,
hot dogs are ripe for foodborne contamination. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the issue comes down to hot dogs getting contaminated with listeria after being processed and packaged. The FDA's clear advice, and you know, Carrie, you've done this. You have eaten raw hot dogs.
I have.
So have I.
Yes.
They say make sure they are steaming hot because they could easily have listeria in them, and that'll kill it.
Oh, I know who this list is for. To Mitt Romney.
Oh.
Yeah, hot dog meat.
He loves hot dog meat.
Yes. Like all the humans do.
Well, there's apparently not much meat in a hot dog. Well, when you think hot dog, you think meat, or at least Mitt Romney does, because he says hot dog meat.
Hot dog meat.
What else could a hot dog possibly be? Well, if you take the time to read the ingredients, the first ingredient, followed by water on hot dog labels, but that's not exactly true. Meat is typically listed as the first ingredient, followed by water, but that's not necessarily true. There can be, and this is where what you were saying comes in, Gina, skeletal muscle.
That's meat.
Yeah, sort of. Also, a variety of tissues, including bone, collagen, blood vessels, plant material, peripheral nerves, adipose tissue, which is fat, cartilage, and skin. But if it helps at all, the study also noted that brain tissue is not present. So no brain tissue.
Well, we have that going for us.
Are there pig snouts?
True Blood.
Oh.
9:19, and it is time for some big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
For a limited time, save up to $100 on select tires at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires.
Thank you.
Well, I really want to see this movie, Ryan Coogler's Sinners.
Oh, yeah, Rebecca saw it and just loved it.
It brought in $45.6 million over 4 days and finished at number one in the box office. Michael B. Jordan playing a double role, playing playing two brothers.
Twins.
Yeah. It's very smart horror thriller. Also features Delroy Lindo, who's always good. At the same time, Minecraft just keeps printing money.
Yep.
41.3 mil weekend brings the worldwide total to just a notch under 700 million. Sequels are in the works even as we speak. Viva Minecraft, it says here. There are also some also runs including Drop, Wedding Banquet, Warfare, and The Amateur. Amateur doing the best of those with 27 million. I'd like to see Warfare.
So I talked to Festus yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen it twice.
That's your boy in the Navy.
Really?
Because he went by himself to see it, and then he was telling his sailor friends about it, and they did like a Navy field trip. He said it's really, really good.
It's done by the same guy that did the Civil War movie, which I finally watched that, and it's
too close to home.
It's pretty disturbing, but it was well done, very well done.
Jesse Plemons is so good in that.
Yeah, creepy.
Sinners apparently has some great music in it.
Yeah. So let's see what else we have here. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame voting ends today.
Today? Oh,
yeah.
Damn. Better hurry.
Fish is the leader of all the nominees.
Really?
Fan votes. 322,926.
Okay.
They got very loyal fans.
It's unclear if they'll clear the nominating committee, but you never know. So that even though the fans want this, they don't have to necessarily accept it. The next six lined up, Billy Idol, Bad Company, Soundgarden, Cyndi Lauper, Joe Cocker, and Chubby Checker. I would vote for any of those above Fish.
Exactly. All deserving.
But there have been a lot of campaigns to attract votes. Joe Cocker's been endorsed by everybody. It says here everybody but the Pope, because, but I think it was written before the Pope died. The Black Crowes have been more visible than in years. Bad Company also has a big following on social media. But Chubby Checker has refused every interview.
Why?
His manager said it's because it's either going to happen or it's not.
Oh, all right.
Interesting.
The rest of the nominees are probably out of the running. That includes Mariah Carey, who shouldn't even be there, it says, whoever wrote this. She's second also, Oasis, who will never get in, even if they pull off 2026 tour without killing each other. Outkast really has only just 2 albums. The White Stripes are complicated because it's really Jack White. So the committee meets soon to look at the numbers, and then it does its own voting. They should put Chubby Checker in the Hall of
Absolutely.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Cyndi Lauper should go in.
All of them except for Fish.
Yeah.
They are all deserving.
So there you go. Well, let's see what else we have here. The band The New Pornographers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, it's I guess it's to point that the drummer for that band has been arrested and charged with possessing child sex materials.
Really?
Yeah. Joseph Siders, drummer for the New Pornographers. So I guess he's on point here, recording young boys with his phone at a Chick-fil-A restaurant bathroom in Palm Desert, California. Haley Joel Osment, was arrested for drunk and disorderly at a ski resort, and apparently he yelled anti-Semitic slurs against a police officer.
Yeah, there's video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's nothing to be proud of here, Haley.
He's apologizing. He's very, very sorry. At one point, he can be heard moaning, "I've been kidnapped by a Nazi." Then at another point, he uses a 4-letter slur for Jewish people. After the video went public, Osmond issued a statement to various media outlets apologizing for disgraceful language. "I am absolutely horrified by my behavior. Had I known I used this language in the throes of a blackout, I would have spoken up sooner."
Yeah, but that's in your head. Like, I don't care how blackout drunk I got. I don't think I could say those things.
Let me just say this. You have those words in your head. And I know this from when you're coming out of anesthesia. And I remember saying to a nurse once, "Was I just swearing uncontrollably?" And she said, "Yes." And I said,
"But they're
I'm
swearing,
sorry."
and then they're slurring.
Well, I don't know what I said. I could have said it,
Yeah.
It's just you get into they're in your head, and then something can trigger that. That's beyond your control. I'm not apologizing for Haley Joe Osment by any means, but that's why it can happen.
Was he drunk enough that he was still?
He says he was pretty much blacked out. Which you can
They
still
said
be
he was-
walking around.
So he was yelling stuff. The video's kind of funny. He's yelling stuff, and he's got his ski helmet on backwards. And he's
it's bad.
And he's trying to get on the lift.
Oh, funny. That's a good look for you, Jimmy. You should
like
stick
that?
with that.
Oh, hey, yeah. That, it kind of humbles you a little bit.
Like I need that.
So Katy Perry is suing Katy Perry. The case between the two Perrys.
Okay.
So one, of course, is an international pop star.
Yes.
The other is a clothing designer.
What?
In Australia.
Oh.
Katy Perry, Katie Perry, an Australian designer with a namesake fashion label, has for years asserted that Catherine Hudson, the real name of Katy Perry, Katy Perry, has infringed on her trademark. Her case has made its way through Australian courts for more than 5 years with mixed results. She won in 2023, but an appeals court reversed that decision last year, seeming to settle the issue. Now, Australia's High Court, the highest court in the land, is revisiting the fight, suggesting that the appeals court may have relied on a faulty premise about fame that could threaten Australian brands. This is a tale of two women, two teenage dreams, and one name, one Australian judge said in 2023. But the case has wider implications and raises questions about reputation and the many ways celebrities make money. The issue between the two Perrys first arose in 2009, the year after the American singer released her hit single, "I Kissed a Girl." Her representatives say that they reached out to the designer to make a deal over the use of similar names at that time, and she declined. Now, she says, the Australian designer says, "I never got an offer from them." Katy Perry, the designer, says she launched her label in 2006, which was way before I Kissed a Girl. Started working on it full-time in 2007, applied for one of her trademarks in 2008, registered it in 2009. That was all, she claims, before Katy Perry made it big in Australia. A decade later, she sued Katy Perry, saying that the clothing sales on one of the singer's tours through Australia infringed on the designer's trademarks. She won her initial case. and it looked like it was dead, but now it's back in court, and I don't know.
I'm automatically siding with the clothes designer.
I kind of am too, and I'm not sure. Yeah. George R.R. Martin.
R.R.
Catching flack from his Game of Thrones fans again.
Why?
Well, because he was recently shown on video holding a direwolf pup.
Yes.
You know, that direwolf that they say
Yeah.
And
Allegedly.
he was thrilled by the interaction with the direwolf. But fans said, would you spend a little less time doing crap like this and finish the book?
He won't. It'll never be finished.
It's The Winds of War, I think. What is
Winds
it?
of Whoopee.
He said, they're right. I'm sorry. The Winds of Winter. The Winds of Winter is 13 years late.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
I have periods where I make progress, and then other things divert my attention, like, dire wolves. And suddenly, I have a deadline for one of HBO's shows, and I have something else to do. He says, I'm at least 12 years late on this damn novel. I'm struggling with it. I have about 1,100 pages written, but I still have hundreds more to go.
He's confessed that he doesn't have an ending.
No,
well, he keeps trying to find it, I guess. It's who's gonna?
It's a lot. It's tons of characters. It's dense.
You know, he says that he gets them all mixed up in his head, and even though he wrote them, and there's a kind of a fan wiki thing that keeps it all in track, and he says I have to refer to that all the time.
Well, and the expectation is to the point now where it will never make people happy.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long in the making.
I thought you'd mentioned this in Geek News. James Gunn said that there's going to be a second season of Peacemaker.
Yes. Well, they've finished shooting it
with John Cena. He says it's done, and he says the second. Yeah. He says this is one of my favorite things ever. This second season.
Mm-hmm.
It excites me, and let's see, when is it going to be?
Soon.
Very soon. John Cena as Peacemaker. I watched some of that, and I thought it was, funny, and it was creative and funny, but not enough to keep me going. And let's see, do we have one more that we should do here? Nah. Nope. That's it.
John Cena won over the weekend on wrestling.
That's his last wrestling, right?
And Peacemaker Season 2, August 21st.
Okay.
On Max.
And he's done with wrestling after this, right? Isn't that what he says?
I don't know. I don't pay enough attention to the John Cena wrestling part.
I mean, he's done a lot of the acting stuff, and he's pretty good at it.
He's in Coyote v. Acme.
Oh, he is? That we'll never see?
Which we will see.
Oh, no, they will.
Oh.
Yeah. Ketchup Entertainment bought the rights to it.
Remember?
That's right.
They're going to release it.
You've been sick.
Yeah. Weather?
Let's see. We had a chance of showers, but that's passed and the sun's out. 63 for a high today. Overnight low 42. Tomorrow even warmer, 69. Next chance of showers looks like it's overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, but we continue to warm up as the week goes on. Should be in the 70s for the rest of the week.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Stand by.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you. You can't stand them anymore, our dear friends of the program. Things that you want out of your life. You say, I can't bear it. These are things that must go. So you send them to us. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line, and if we read yours on the air, maybe it'll make you feel better. And sometimes we understand these things magically do disappear from your life once we read them. Things that must go. I'll go first. I got a couple of my own. I mentioned this one yesterday, the Gatorade bath at the end of football games. I just think that's just such a stupid tradition. It's a waste of Gatorade. And it makes the coach cold and sticky. I don't.
It's tradition.
Yeah, well, fine. And so is, and then the other thing that must go is what I call the announcer chuckle. It's a guy reading commercial copy, and he puts a little chuckle in his voice here and there. at places where it doesn't even mean anything. As we recover from the holiday madness and try to get our homes back in order, we're back to day-to-day grinds. It's the announcer chuckle. That must go.
The announcer chuckle.
Yeah. This one says, from friend of the program, Holly in West Jordan, you can use my name. When the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve and you give your significant other a celebratory kiss,
yes,
and then over the next days you realize you're feeling sick.
Oh.
Then you take a COVID test and you find out you're positive. COVID or what other illness you want to insert here, transmissions must go.
Well, we're headed into the triple-demic, so...
Yeah. Listen, folks, get your shots. If you're not vaccinated, do it. This one says, I want to, let's see. I sent this in a few weeks ago, but it was over the holidays. I don't know if you got it. Drivers who do not use turn signals must go. My wife and I are avid bicyclists. When riding on the roads, we are constantly vigilant of motor vehicles. At intersections, especially those with stop signs or stop lights, we look for many, many clues as to a driver's intention. We look at the vehicle for any signs of movement. We try to make eye contact with the driver so we know that they're aware of our presence. Difficult to do if the windows are tinted. We look at wheels or to see any movement. And finally, we look for turn signals. If we're at a stoplight and we see a right-hand turn signal, we will typically try to move to the left so the car can make the right turn. We try to be considerate when we can. So please, please, please be considerate of bicyclists and pedestrians and use your turn signal. And please don't cut in front of us. If there's an accident, you may get a scratch or a dent, but we suffer broken bone scrapes, bruises, and a broken bike. That's from Timbo. Says, yes, there are some inconsiderate bicyclists, but there are also a lot of inconsiderate motorists, so don't lump us all together. Harry?
Thanks, Timbo. All right, this one from the foot of Mount Doom.
Your home.
Yes. Dear Nature.
Dear Nature.
If you're going to make turmeric so damn healthy and tasty, could you make it so it doesn't stain everything?
Yes.
Come on. The fish last night. I don't know if those dishes will ever get clean. Let's see. This one from Please Don't Say My Name. People who come into work sick because, quote, they're the only ones who can do the job. Thank God I can work from home about 90% of my job, but that puts me at risk for the other 10% of the time. Managers who insist that they have too much to do so they can't train people. My manager is going to work himself into pneumonia or a heart attack, and I won't feel sorry for them when it happens. Incomplete job descriptions must go. Managers having expectations of you.
Hell.
True Blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, 9:36.
We have a guest in the studio. It's Paul Michael Maxfield.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
With the Indivisible Utah Alliance Coalition and Take Action Salt Lake. You were here a while ago to promote a town hall with Senator John Curtis, and you're going to do another one with Senator John Curtis, or with or without Senator.
With or without. So last month during the Senate recess, we did we organized a healthcare town hall. This month, this coming Thursday, April 24th at 7 p.m. at the Downtown City Library Auditorium, we're organizing another town hall. This time we're focusing on education. And we've invited Senator John Curtis to attend. We sent him a formal invitation, and we scheduled this town hall during a Senate recess break, the time when he's supposed to be working with his constituents.
Should be home, speaking to the constituents. So there's it's going to be about education, and you have some special guests for this town hall.
Yeah, boy, do we have a great lineup of speakers. So we have Senator Catherine Reeby. She's a member of multiple Senate education committees, and she's also an educational technology teacher. We have Senator Nate Bluen, who can help us understand kind of the local political scape around education. And we have John Arthur, Teacher of the Year
Oh, he's
and
great.
Education
I love
Advocate.
him.
Yeah,
I
love him too.
I follow him on Twitter. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm so glad you do. Yeah,
Oh, he's great.
This is kind of our dream team of speakers. And we think these guys are going to be able to really help people understand what's going on and what they can do to help.
Now, this is Thursday. This Thursday. The Salt Lake City Library and that theater there. Now, the last town hall you had, with or without John Curtis, and
Turned out to be without.
Without, yeah.
But you had a good turnout for that.
Amazing turnout. Like we saw 330 people. And that's a lot. These are ordinary citizens coming together to have a real honest conversation about the issues that matter. And, I just have to say to you guys, thank you. Sincerely, thank you for your support, for giving us this platform, for helping us apply steady pressure, and most of all, for reminding us that at the end of the day, democracy works when we all show up.
Yeah. And it's our listeners, too. They hear your message and they respond.
They came. Yeah. It's amazing.
Did you have any reaction at all from Senator Curtis's office?
We did not.
Now, I saw something. Did I see you promised to take him out for ice cream if he goes up?
Oh, well.
Yeah, it still holds. Still holds. And we mean it. We said before that, we're not here to yell at him.
You would like him to come and have a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what you would like.
And here's why. Town halls are where democracy comes to life, where everyday people bring their hopes and their worries and their truth into the room, and where elected officials stop talking and start listening, where leadership is performed, not performed, it's practiced. You want to build trust, show up. You want to understand your community, listen. That's how democracy grows stronger. Not from behind a desk, but face to face, heart to heart, one conversation at a time.
Now, I see you're asking people to register if they can to show up.
That's right. Yeah,
so you get an idea of how many people.
That's right. Yeah, you can go on takeactionsaltlake.org to find the mobilize link. You can also go on Utah Alliancecoalition.org. Both of our organizations have Facebook pages as well. And we'd love for you to RSVP, but it's not required.
Yeah, you can just show up as well.
You can just show up. Yeah.
So it's this Thursday at the Salt Lake Library, and the focus will be education, and perhaps Senator Curtis will show up.
Yeah, I hope so.
I wouldn't count on it.
Well, we have a great lineup. And I hope he does, because right now we need real representation more than ever, because our government isn't just drifting, it's careening. They're trying to eliminate the Department of Education.
Yeah.
They're gutting Head Start and slashing Title I, the very programs that give low-income kids a fair start and end multi-generational poverty.
I forgot to mention in the news today, it was announced, the administration announced this morning that they're just going to stop all Head Start.
Which Head Start
which is crazy.
It's a venerable program. It's been there for years and years, and it's very important. It's been proved to be very effective. Well, let's just cut that out.
It's because billionaires need their tax cuts.
That's right. And I have a question for Senator Curtis. Senator Curtis, how many Utahns do you think want to make it harder for low-income kids to get an education?
Yeah.
Do you, Senator Curtis, want to make it harder for Utahns to get an education?
We want to keep them dumb.
That's right.
And I think I know why Senator Curtis isn't holding town halls. And let's be honest, I think we all know why. He's deeply worried about the optics.
Well, yeah.
Because, here's the truth. If he walked into a packed room and got booed by hundreds of frustrated voters, it wouldn't just sting, it would go viral.
Listen, and Paul Michael, I would say this. It's not just that. It's that he doesn't have any good answers to the question.
Yeah. And if he were to answer them honestly, he would get threatened by the rest of his Republican constituents.
That's right.
That's how it operates.
That's how it operates.
Is threats.
And leadership isn't about comfort. It's about courage. And courage means showing up. So Senator Curtis has a choice. He can either lead with courage or be remembered for his cowardice.
It's this Thursday, the Salt Lake City Library. Speakers Nate Bluen, there's Kathleen Reby, and who was
John Arthur.
The teacher of the year, John Arthur.
Yeah.
That's this Thursday, and what time is it?
It's at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
And at the very least, it's a great place to meet like-minded people.
Yeah, it was great hearing like everybody's kind of thoughts, what they were concerned about, with the suggestions that they had.
Well, you as this is going on, you just feel so alone.
Yeah.
Until you go to one of these, rallies, and
Yeah.
you see that I'm not alone. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other people who feel the same way.
Yeah, we're all watching what's happening to our teachers, to our schools and universities, to Social Security, to Medicare, to Medicaid, to 401ks. And there's a lot of people that are not just worried, they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not just frustrated, they're exhausted and heartbroken.
Yep.
All right. So Thursday night at the library.
What's the website again?
You can find the link on takeactionsaltlake.org. You can also find the link on UtahAllianceCoalition.org and on both of our Facebook pages.
All right.
All right.
Paul Michael Maxfield, thanks so much.
Thanks for your support.
All right, we will take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exits coming up after these.
I have a list here that we could not possibly get through in maybe even a whole show.
Really?
Wow, that's a big list.
It's 213 fun facts that'll make you go, huh? Huh?
That's a big promise. Every one of them will make you do that?
Well, I've been scanning through them.
2 questions.
Yeah.
Are they fun?
Uh-huh.
Are they facts?
Yes.
Okay, well, all right.
Yes.
Give it a look here, then.
All right.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
Now, the one thing I have against this list is that there's no backup. For instance, this is the first one of the 213 fun facts that'll make you
You're
go,
questioning
huh.
these facts already? Is that what
Ketchup
you're saying?
was once sold as a medicine. Huh.
And that's it? That's all they give you?
That's what, yeah. I know, it doesn't...
So it's like I got to do my own damn research?
On that, yeah, I guess. Alaska is the furthest east, west, and north state in the United States. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah. How about a lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun?
How do you know?
Huh. Well, you could measure that. The tiny pocket in jeans
Yeah, I got one right here.
was designed to store pocket watches.
I knew that.
Huh.
Not pills? It's pill-sized. Isn't that your pill? Doesn't everyone use
You
that
have
as
you
a
have
pill?
a problem, Gina.
I don't. Is that where you hide your pills?
My ibuprofen pocket.
There were active volcanoes on the moon when dinosaurs were alive. I don't believe that. There were no dinosaurs alive on the moon.
Okay. We're leaving this to Guy in the chat room to fact check this now.
Okay.
In 1834, Dr. John Cook Bennett, a physician living in Ohio, started selling ketchup as a cure for diarrhea, jaundice, and indigestion.
Okay.
Before long, Bennett started selling his concentrated ketchup in pill form. As demand for the miracle condiments skyrocketed, other companies started producing their own tomato ketchup and tomato pills.
There you go. A chicken named Mike lived for 18 months without his head in the 1940s.
No.
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 For lots of reasons, no.
Yeah, for 18 months, no.
I've heard that story before.
There's no way.
I don't know that it's true.
Guy, check that one, would you?
Please.
I'm telling you, that's
Mike the chicken.
Mike the chicken.
18 months in the 40s.
It did not happen.
That's...
And anyone telling you it did is lying, even the people who were around
Oh,
then.
really? I saw him.
Swear to God.
How about Australia is wider than the moon?
Okay.
Australia is wider than the moon. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
I
Yeah.
guess.
All right, yeah.
Let's see. A British man found 100,000 pounds worth of Roman gold coins 20 minutes after buying his first ever metal detector. Huh.
Okay, we got confirmation on the chicken.
How?
Yeah?
I need details.
There's a photo. Now, that could be taxidermy, but they say they fed it using an eyedropper.
Like just put food down his neck hole?
Down the gullet there.
But how do you breathe?
It refused to die.
How do you breathe?
Apparently it was breathing through the neck hole.
I don't know, Gina, you've been breathing for a long time.
It's in the BBC.
I still don't
BBC
buy it.
magazine, chicken lived without head. Okay.
Although Mike is a great name for a chicken. I like
Mike is a
that
good
part
one
of
for
it.
yeah.
Mike the chicken. Yep.
Apparently they have a statue of the damn chicken up in Fruita, Colorado.
Really?
Yeah. They came to Salt Lake City, the University of Utah, where the chicken was put through a battery of tests. Rumor has it that university scientists surgically removed the heads of many other chickens to see whether any would live.
Well, that's cruel.
Mike's brainstem was still intact, though most of his head was gone. I mean, it wasn't... Okay. I've done this to chickens. Okay, so the way that it was... he still has kind of a neck, is the thing.
Yeah.
See, and that's...
Just like the top of the head.
Yeah, just the top of his head was gone.
Yeah.
Wasn't
How
just
about
like
this?
at the neck, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready for another one?
Sure.
Okay.
The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland.
The unicorn?
Katie says this is true.
Okay.
Okay. A cat named Stubbs was the mayor of Talkeetna, Alaska for 20 years.
I believe that.
Sure.
The mayor.
I believe that.
20 years.
I want a kitty sash. I want a top hat.
The Pope can't be an organ donor. It's not allowed.
Why not?
Well, you know, he's God's emissary on earth. You're not going to take his kidney out.
No, I've been to Italian churches. I've been to churches in Italy, and they all are thrilled to have body parts of saints and things like that. You know,
they're relics.
this is we got an arm, but
Yeah.
so and so got the head. You know, you want the head, not you know.
Catherine of Siena.
Exactly. So that's probably why.
All right. Let's see. How about there are 293 ways to make change for $1.
Sure. I'll take your word for it because
I'm
I
not
don't.
sure.
I don't
I
like
don't-
math. So.
It's illegal to own only one guinea pig in Switzerland.
Well, they get lonely.
If you want a guinea pig, you have to have two.
You have to have two in
Two or
Switzerland.
more. Yeah.
How's the guinea pig sales in Switzerland doing?
I don't know.
Okay, one more.
Let's see. It's illegal to be an astrologer in Yamhill, Oregon. In fact, the practice of all occult arts, including fortune-telling, phrenology, palmistry, clairvoyance, mesmerism, or spiritualism as a means of divination or giving advice is illegal in the city of Yamhill, Oregon.
I'm moving there.
Yamhill.
Yamhill, here I come.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Look, food.
Yes.
Everybody likes to talk about food.
Sure.
Time Out magazine,
all right,
has released the world's best food cities, top 10 food cities, and I have them right here. And then there's also an article about the most iconic food from each state in the United States.
All right.
And I sort of want to do part of both. Do all the food cities and then
On this day, Robert Smith was born. He's 66. But also on this day,
what?
In 1992, The Cure released their 9th studio album, Wish, featuring Friday I'm in Love, which you've heard a million times, A Letter to Elise, and that song, Hi.
I told you I was going to take deviled eggs to the Thanksgiving dinner at Uncle Todd's house.
Easter dinner.
Easter dinner. And I didn't because I didn't want to, put on airs, have everybody think
It's
I
like
was
bringing caviar.
have
or
everybody
something.
think I was a millionaire. So I decided that I would do something a little bit lower class. I got some celery, and I went to the store and got a can of squirt cheese, and I got 2 jars. Remember the jars, too? There's Kraft cheddar, and it comes in a little jar, spreadable, and then there's pimento.
Yes.
Pimento spread. And I made celery with pimento spread.
Populist food.
Yeah.
No raisins on there?
No, that's peanut butter.
Oh, that's peanut butter?
That's ants on a log, Gary.
Okay.
That's what you call that, ants on a log, when you use
right.
peanut butter and raisins. But so it was, and it was actually pretty well received.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah.
I always liked them when I was a kid.
There's something that science has made in that Cheese Whiz that makes it tasty.
I didn't buy the Cheese Whiz brand. I forget.
The squirt cheese.
Yeah, the squirt cheese.
You
I
got
didn't-
the jar.
Well, I bought a squirt cheese too, but it was a different brand than Cheese Whiz. It was I forget what it was called, but it looked a little bit better.
So it
says there's real cheese in it.
You can buy this dog treat squeeze that you spray like into
Yeah.
dog
the
Kongs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cheese flavored. Why can't you just put Cheese Whiz in the?
I'm sure it's not good for them because it's not good for people either.
That's what I'm wondering.
Science has determined.
But the stuff in the jars, which is what I remember from being a kid, that's all we had. We didn't have that fancy squirt cheese. There was one that was cheddar, and then the other one was called Old English flavor.
Old English?
So I have no idea what that's supposed to be. I bought cheddar, I believe.
Kong Easy Treat is what it's called. And it is not cheese.
No.
I've debated buying it because those are good at keeping them occupied for a
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
What do you just squirt it in their mouth?
No, it's like the Kongs are these little toys that have a hollow center and you fill it up. And
I see.
Katie's got one there that she's
yeah.
holding up. And there's a hole in it, and you can put treats in the hole, and then the dog spends a lot of time trying to get the treat out of the hole.
They have those for cats too, those little ones. That'd keep me busy for most of the morning. As a
give
matter
you
of
some
fact.
Cheese Whiz and a little toy.
No, you'd probably have to put some bourbon in there.
Yeah.
You'd work harder for the bourbon.
All right, let's do the promo and crawl towards the exits.
For Tuesday's Radio from Hell show, I can promise you a morsel of murder.
I can promise you Frank Christ and Beat Gina with fabulous prizes up for grabs.
I ain't promising anything.
Can't promise news with a pinuendo.
Can't promise boner of the day.
Well, maybe nothing will happen to report. Maybe there'll be no bad, stupid, or funny human behavior.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Radio from Hell Tuesday morning here on X96.
What you do, Gina, is once you put the squirt cheese in the Kong, you put it in the freezer.
Oh, makes it even harder
lasts
to get
longer.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Why do
idea.
they call it a Kong?
That's just the brand of
brand
because
name.
it's strong. It's like
It's Strong Kong.
yeah.
Yeah. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Hey, don't you know who I am?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.